Yeah.
Yeah.
And what just happened?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what happened here while we were talking? Look at that.
Oh, no.
It's a good thing. No, it's a good thing you had that music going there. The air audition thing on the DCS.
Damn it.
I'll be damned. Don't you hate when that happens?
Burns my ass.
It somehow got like.
That's why we make music extra long on purpose.
Oh, that's good. I'll be damned.
Oh, the white folks hate the black folks, and the black folks hate the white folks. To hate all but the right folks is an old established rule, but during National Brotherhood Week, National Brotherhood Week, Lena Horne and Sheriff Clark are dancing cheek to cheek. It's fun to eulogize the people you despise, as long as you don't let them in your school. Oh, the poor folks hate the rich folks, and the rich folks hate the poor folks. All of my folks hate all of your folks. It's American as apple pie. But during National Brotherhood Week, National Brotherhood Week, New Yorkers love the Puerto Ricans 'cause it's very chic. Step up and shake the hand of someone you can't stand. You can tolerate him if you try. The Protestants hate the Catholics, and the Catholics hate the Protestants, and the Hindus hate the Muslims, and everybody hates the Jews. But during National Brotherhood Week, National Brotherhood Week, it's national, everyone smile at one another hood week. Be nice to people who are inferior to you. It's only for a week, so have no fear. Be grateful that it doesn't last all year.
9:03 for that guy that sent me the facts yesterday about thank goodness we don't give the time on the show. 9:03 at 560 WQAM. It's just, I don't know. Now he may be conscious about it. Don't you feel a little self-conscious?
No.
I don't. I mean, so anyway, the poll yesterday, we got a pretty good response on that. The only problem being that George is pissed off and fired up about the result.
Yeah, well, not really.
The most bizarre movie you've ever seen, Pulp Fiction, won by a landslide. But we'll get to that in a second. South Korea, before you get into a big panic today, I know everybody's on edge, of course, with the purple alert. And South Korea was a nutcase, a nut job, a man with a history of mental illness. All those people that died on the subway in that fire, he walked down there with a milk carton full of flammable crap and lit it on fire. But anyway, it was not a terrorist act, so calm down, please. Also, the thing in Chicago. A lot of crap going on, you know what?
Yeah.
Chicago club was told to close second floor according to a Chicago official, but the owner says his attorney disputes the charge. The second floor facility was supposed to be closed according to the city, but the owner's attorney says an agreement reached in October between the club called E2 and the city allowed it to operate as long as the lounge on the north side of the building remained closed. So there's a big contretemps about that as they're trying to, find the scapegoat. And who's responsible for the... So why do they keep calling it a stampede? Isn't that kind of an unusual term for it?
To apply to people, but nevertheless.
Yeah. Stampede.
What would you call it?
I don't know. Stampede, I guess.
Okay.
Call it a terrible disaster. 21 people dead. And that was another thing, speaking of people being edgy, they thought, because a couple of their friends evidently got sick and were like passing out inside their club.
Right, poison
and so
gas.
They assumed that it was poison gas because we're all getting.
Where would they get that idea?
Alert. I don't know. Maybe from the federal government or some panic man. I don't know. And so they all started heading for the exits because they wanted to get out as fast as they could and escape the poison gas that wasn't there in the first place, and a whole bunch of people died. Speaking of that, Japanese tourists arrested with gas canister and grill at Miami Airport. Now, why could we possibly have a call on there already? That never happens on this show. I just noticed it out of the corner of my eye. Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
All right, it's good to have you back.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, George did an okay job and so on.
What do you mean to have me back? I've been back for, other than being out sick with my stroke for a couple of days, but I've been back for a while now.
Sorry to hear about that. No, I'm talking about since before your stroke. I was listening to you. Last time I talked to you I think it was on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were out.
At what time?
It was in the morning. It was like maybe around
9:42:30.
9. It was around 9.
About 9:17, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's doing?
I was channel surfing last night. Right. I'm away driving somewhere, and I happened to catch some of Limbaugh. And I was just wondering.
Last night?
No, it was early evening, around 3 o'clock. And, it was before 3 o'clock.
It's a good thing I do give the time, because for people like you, they're a little bit confused. Early evening is 3 o'clock?
No, I'm just trying to get my coordinates right.
I see. Well, what did Lardass have to say that screwed your mind up so bad?
I just wanted to hear him try to blame this on, label it and blame it on somebody else.
Blame what?
The worldwide strike that was going on, the protesting that's been going on.
The worldwide strike?
No, the protesting that's been going on.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he done labeled it and blamed it on the liberals.
Yeah. Well, don't make that mistake again and get a new phone, and thank you. That was great.
And a watch would be good.
And a watch would be excellent, and like a compass and a road map would be excellent too. He was listening on his way to somewhere last night to Lardass, and then it turned out it was like early in the evening, like about 3 o'clock.
Well, it's early in the evening in Europe.
Oh. Maybe it's only me, but I find that most amusing, especially since the call is from South Florida, the land of the lost. Sir, don't take it personally, because you're a wonderful guy, but you're just a little bit confused and lost. You fit right in. Anyway, a Japanese tourist was arrested after carrying a canister of gasoline at a barbecue grill through Miami International Airport, police said. Atsushi Ishiguro, 45, was charged with creating a potential safety hazard Friday in a violation of airport security directives, police said. This is from the Boston Herald website. How come it took so long to get this on there? I just found this morning. This happened on Friday?
Yeah.
He was released on $1,000 bail on Monday. Oh, I see, yesterday. Ishiguro was traveling on American Eagle Airlines from Jamaica to the Bahamas when airport security stopped him on a layover in Miami. During a security screening, authorities questioned Ishiguro about the liquid in his 11-ounce metal canister. He told them it was gasoline. He told him he had a little gas in his canister. Ishiguro was taken into custody when he refused to give up the canister. 2 boxes of matches and a barbecue grill were also found in his possession. Sounds logical to me, don't it?
Sure, of course.
If you're going to have a barbecue grill, you got to have some gas and some matches. Authorities became more suspicious after examining Ishiguro's passport, which included stamps from Somalia, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, and Pakistan.
Oh, my God.
The FBI and the INS are reviewing his case. They be investigating right now. How do you like that? Here's the results of yesterday's poll. At least as of when I printed this out a couple of minutes ago. If it's not right up to date, too bad. The most bizarre movie you've ever seen? Blue Velvet wins hands down. In fact, now it's up to 80 votes. I can see that out of the corner of my eye. Huh?
You said Blue Velvet.
What did I say?
Blue Velvet.
I said Pulp Fiction. You said Blue Velvet.
Oh.
Pulp Fiction had 80 votes, wins, and Blue Velvet was second with 47. I don't buy that. But hey, listen, we asked their opinion. I mean, if it was just our opinion, we wouldn't need to take these polls, you know what? That's their opinion. Pulp Fiction. Number 2, of course, was, Caddyshack. I mean, Blue Velvet. Well, Caddyshack, anytime you do a movie poll, Caddyshack shows up because it's the QAM audience, that's their thing is Caddyshack. They're into, it was a funny movie, you know. I don't think I'd want to see it again. Do you?
No.
I've seen it more than once.
I've seen it 1.5 times.
Right. It was funny. It was okay. It was amusing. It was slapstick.
Watch it until you see the turd in the pool. I mean, the
turd in the punch bowl. Right. But I don't need to really see it again. Anyway, Blue Velvet had 47. Mulholland Drive 35. That's the one that inspired me to that poll. Thank you very much. 35 votes on there. Not bad. Rocky Horror Picture Show 34. Being John Malkovich 33. 2001: A Space Odyssey 33. Natural Born Killers had 32. Am I going to have to go down this whole list?
Yeah.
Okay, 31 for 12 Trained Monkeys. 12 Monkeys. What is 12 Monkeys? Did I see that?
You don't want to see it. It's got Bruce Willis in it.
Oh, I think I just had a relapse.
Time travel, and it's got nothing to do with
I had a relapse
monkeys.
or a brain fart when you said Bruce Willis. Oh, I get the willies when I hear his name. Eyes Wide Shut 31. Eraserhead 31. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas 26. Brazil 26. Vanilla Sky 25. Memento 23, Fight Club 22, Magnolia 22, The Blair Witch Project 21, Pink Flamingos 20, Caligula 18, The Wall 16, Barbarella 16, with Hanoi Jane. She looked pretty good in that, by the way. What? She looked good in that movie, Jane Fonda.
Damn good.
Apocalypse Now 15, Lost Highway 13, Pi. Oh, there's a bunch with 11. The movie I was thinking of yesterday, did I mention it was Pim or Pin? Pim?
I think you mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, that was a strange, that was bizarre. In fact, that should have been on the list, but nobody saw it. where this young guy falls in love, but becomes obsessed with this mannequin. And he, talks to it, and then he starts killing people. Anyway, Pi and Moulin Rouge, Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth, whatever, and Naked Lunch all had 11. 10 votes for Al, Artificial Intelligence, AI. What did I call it? Al. Well, it looks like Al on here. Videodrome had 10. Twin Peaks had 8. That was on again last night on the Sci-Fi channel, on the Scream channel.
Was it?
Didn't watch it.
Oh.
Any more than I watched Joe Millionaire. By the way, we're not going to be talking about Joe Millionaire on the show, so if you're waiting to hear about Joe Millionaire and that very marginal guy and that really nasty bitch, forget about it. We're not going to talk about it. Unless you want to talk about it.
No, I didn't see it.
Did Carlos see it? No.
No. Well,
Boxing Helena had 8. Plan 9 from Outer Space 8. Altered States, Dogma, Requiem for a Dream. See, it says Reefer Madness on here. Who made that mistake, Carlos?
He knows how to spell reefer.
R-E-F-E-R? Refer Madness? The True Story of Frank Zappa's 200 Motels, Truman Show, Barton Fink, they all had 7. 6 votes for Satyricon, The Swimmer Freaks. 5 for THX 1138, Tommy the Rock Opera 5, Slaughterhouse 5 had 5. How appropriate, huh? Repo Man had 5. Terror in a Tiny Town had 4. 3 votes for It's Alive, Valley of the Dolls, El Topo. A pair for Providence, Once Upon a Time in America, The Hours. 1 vote for After Hours. Quadrophenia had 1. Rabbit had 1. Buckaroo Banzai had 1. Well, I beg your pardon?
What?
Isn't that a repeat?
Looks like it.
I see. Sorry. Price of Milk, Crash, Blood Simple, and a Forbidden Zone. A dead last tie with none out of 850-some votes. None. See, this is what bugs me. People call these in because they don't pick their favorite, whatever the poll is about. They pick their favorite 50, And then we put them all down, and then we have ones that get the big, which I find, don't you find that embarrassing?
Right. They must have a phone but not a computer.
Is that what it is?
No, I'm just making that up.
No, it's possible. Not everybody's got a computer out there. See, you live in this internet world where you think everybody's got a computer. I bet you we got at least 3-4 people out there who don't have one. And a computer, too. Huh, don't you think?
No, I don't think.
Well, look at that. 9:13 already at 560 WQM. There's another time check for you. That guy that's very upset about the fact that we do this radio thing, given the time. We don't give the temperature, though.
Well, we oughter.
Like on rock radio, we used to give the time and temp. Current temperature, it says here, is M. Look at that. They just made a mistake on City Pulse. It says M degrees. Wasn't that propitious that I just did that I checked for the temperature? I think it's like about minus 4 Celsius, about 26, 24, whatever the hell it is. Going to be all the way up to 28 today, close to 40 tomorrow. Oh, my God. Shocking. Anyway, if you're still sleeping on the same crappy old mattress you've been sleeping on for a long time, if it's lumpy and bumpy in your mattress too, then change the way you feel every day by sleeping on a great mattress from Dial a Mattress. They guarantee a super night sleep like I've been getting for years now, because every time I need a new mattress, I call 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRES, and they deliver right to my door and take away the crappy old one, a brand new name brand mattress, an unbeatable price. They got Sealy, Serta, Simmons, King Coil, every size and style. Exactly the mattress you want is in stock, ready for a nearly immediate delivery. If you need an exchange, you can do so anytime within their 30-day comfort exchange period with no hassles at all. And like I've told you for a long time now, delivery is unparalleled. You pick the day, 7 days a week in the 2-hour window when it's convenient for you, and guess what? They'll be there to take away the crappy old bedding and set up the brand new one for you for free. That's right, Dollar Mattress sets up the new and takes away the old crappy bedding for free. So make the call right now. You can be sleeping like a baby as soon as tonight. Call 1-800-MATTRESS. 1-800-MATTRES for Dial a Mattress, the answer for a perfect night's sleep.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Goldie, I thought them out!
The vacation driving season is here, and just in time for the most carefree season of them all, AAA Records is proud to introduce the best of drivers cursing.
Hey, you moron! What the you doing?
Here's the CD that lets you enjoy all the fun of listening to drivers as they attempt to drive from point A to point B while yelling obscenities.
Oh yeah, blow it out there!
Now you don't have to wait till you're behind the wheel to hear the sweet sounds of obscenities and vulgarities. You'll get cussin' cuts like at the pump.
Is that the price per gallon?
Exact change only, mother.
Exact change only, mother!
And this memorable favorite.
Later, you
If you order now, you'll also get the bonus CD entitled Euphemistic Cursing for Kids, the swearing collection the whole family can enjoy. Hear great cuts like
cheese and crackers, you melon farming cork soaker!
the best of drivers cursing. You've never heard anything so funny.
918 560 WQM. So anyway, I heard at the Ascent of Mo show there this morning, he was saying that this kid, this Steve Beckler, who died from heat stroke, the Orioles pitcher, that he was taking pills with ephedrine.
Right.
Now, I just printed out the very latest updated story from Sports Illustrated on this. And they still haven't done the autopsy. Broward County Medical Examiner Dr. Joshua Perper said a bottle of pills was found in Beckler's locker, but it was unclear if he had taken any of them or if they contributed to his death. The autopsy, he said, would help determine that. Asked about reports the pills were a supplement containing ephedrine, Pepper said he didn't know what type of pills they were, saying they could be anything from medication to vitamins. Okay? I just mentioned that. Now, maybe there was some other information there that they knew on the morning show. Do you think?
I don't think.
Oh. Well, that's good. That's probably just as well when you're working in that place. Don't think too much. Now, you notice that pause there in the last break before I hit the cue?
Yes.
Now, you're going to hear a lot of those. You want to know why?
Why's that?
Because I'm taking it easy the next few days.
Well, by all means.
No, seriously, I don't want to feel stressed and pressed.
Please
like
don't.
we're on everything's got to be like real.
Nah.
We don't need to do that.
Loosen up.
You need to loosen it up a little bit. I mean, the guy just had a stroke a week ago Sunday night, meaning me.
For crying out loud.
Why do I have to sit here like on the edge of my seat like we're, like on some real kind of a radio station? We're not on a real, no. We're here at QAM looking for Greg Reed. I mean, that in itself speaks volumes,
Take it every bit as seriously as they do.
Right. Very well said. I think George just hit the jackpot. That is an excellent view on the way we should do things from now on, from this moment forward. We're going to take our jobs just as seriously, this whole business and the whole QAM experience just as seriously as management does.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We got to go out for a 6-hour lunch. I forgot about that. Let's all go to the sushi place.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a lunch that, looks back at you, as Rick and
Let's go to that trade-out hotel up the coast.
Anyway, I see there's a change in the schedule. I'm not touching that with your tongue, okay? Tuesday, February 18th, I'm looking at the schedule and I see a change on here that was just faxed to me and it looks, very, very important. UM at Providence, basketball canceled last night for obvious reasons because of the horrendous weather. And so it's going to be on tonight, but not on QAM because we got the Panthers at the Canadiens. So we got on Waxy 790.
Oh my! Oh my!
Right. We got that game sometime. It doesn't bother putting 7:30, I'm assuming. Nobody cares anyway. No, I mean, they put all this stuff on there like, it's something to do, Clarence, I guess. It's something to keep you busy and make you look very program directorish, but nobody gives a crap.
Oh my! Oh my!
Waxy 790. Good golly, Miss Molly, Had about a half an inch of snow here in Toronto. I guess I already mentioned that, but just so you don't feel too bad for me. Not too much. Still a few flakes out there, but warming up almost to acceptable stages. Here's the poll for today, which we're going to put together again. Now, some people in the audience are going to say, oh, you're not doing a movie poll again 2 days in a row, are you? Yeah. Why the hell not? Really? It went over so well yesterday. It was phenomenal. Don't you think?
Yeah,
I do have my usual couple of bedtime stories, and I also have the tabloids. For example, I've got a choice. What I'm going to do is like mix and match all the Jacko stories. Wacko Jacko.
Intersperse them with, what? Politics?
No, I'm just saying that they're all so good between the Globe, the Star, and the Inquirer. And then, of course, Debbie Rowe. Recounts exclusively for Globe readers the intimate details of her marriage to the King of Pop.
Yeah.
Which, of course, was a sham. The boys in his bed, her tragic miscarriage, and the mystery of the frozen placenta. Ooh.
That's mysterious.
The truth behind the Peter Pan nose job. And all of these things. So basically, most of the stuff that was good in the tabloids was about Michael. I've discovered why there are so many people obsessed with Michael Jackson again in these stories. You want to know why it is?
Oh, please lay that on us.
Because it has nothing to do with Iraq and the war.
Oh, good point.
Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just taking the easy way out like that bitch said to you that one day a month or two ago. Maybe it's a cop-out. But the fact of the matter is, I think there's a certain burnout factor, if you catch my drift. Just a little bit of a burnout, And they're also, they're dropping rumors. I think they're trying to, lay it to us gently. That any time in the next couple of days, the orange alert, which I noticed CNN has finally dropped. MSNBC still has it on there. I don't know about Fox because I don't watch them. But the orange alert may be rolled back to yellow. So we don't have to be quite so hysterical anymore. And a lot of people are going to be really pissed off. The people that went out there and bought the duct tape and the this queen and that queen. They're going to be pissed off.
Maybe they're going to take it back.
Oh. I hope they put no refunds at Home Depot on all the crap that they sold to people. No refunds. Well, keep it for a cloudy day. For a mushroom cloudy day, I'd keep it handy, just in case.
A radioactive cloudy day.
Because come to find out that some of the, a good part of the rationale that they got everybody all panicky about came from an unreliable Al-Qaeda prisoner who lied. They gave him a lie detector test and they said, well,
He lied?
it's a bunch of bullcrap. Now what was this? Did you just fax this back to me? Where did this come from?
Yeah, I faxed it back to you. I meant to fax it there. Wrong button. Hey, you pressed
I saw Gaslight. I saw that movie.
We're gaslighting him.
Yeah. He's faxing me back the pull that I faxed to him.
The buttons are right next to each other.
Yeah, sure. What was the most erotic movie, not X-rated, you've ever seen? Not X-rated. Here's the list we have so far. Very short list, and I'm sure the audience will come through with flying colors again today. And we don't want to have... What was the most erotic movie you've ever seen, not X-rated? Not what were the 50 most erotic movies. Not what were the 245 most erotic movies you've ever seen. Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was only me that would put that down, but that was the first one you mentioned this morning.
Sure.
Last Tango in Paris, in spite of Marlon Brando and his girth. Paradise. Oh, Paradise. I know who's going to vote for that. Mulholland Drive, which, now, did you actually see the part of it where they had the dyke scene and all the boobs and stuff?
No, that's why I need to see it again.
Oh, that goes on at great length, by the way, in about the latter third of the movie.
You turd.
And Summer Lovers, which you told me about that. I have no idea
Daryl
what it
Hannah,
is.
Peter Gallagher, and some Greek chick.
Daryl
I
Hannah
think
and Peter?
she's Greek.
Yeah.
A lot of olive oil.
Shall we put this poll up right now?
Well, no, not right now, but wait. If you're going to start again today, you're going to hear a lot of silence. I'm just going to sit down on the floor, and I'm going to let you guys take care of business till the next break comes. I'm serious. If you're going to start this juvenile crap that goes on between you and the other computer whiz, whose name I won't bother mentioning today because I get too upset. If you're going to start up with this intrafraternal computer nerd bullcrap, I don't want to be a party to it. I'll let you know when we put the poll up, okay? Maybe in about a half hour after we add maybe a dozen names or so.
You got it.
Got it? You got it. I think there's nothing wrong with doing these movie polls, and then we can do a music poll, a whole bunch of stuff. Anything, except Joe Millionaire, anything else to keep people away from all of this other stuff. Like I said, go on our website, neilrogers.com. We got about 600 great bedtime stories on there today, some of which and I got one or two that I actually will read. Like I did yesterday. I thought I did a masterful job, if I say so myself, of interspersing a couple like the Maureen Dowd column was pretty good.
Yep.
And the other one by that broad whose name I can't pronounce from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, pretty damn good. We intersperse a little here and a little there. And Carlos will answer these phones eventually, and we'll get this thing going, and a good time will be had by all, whether you want to or not. See, that's the one thing in South Florida. You're going to have a good time whether you want to or not. I still can't get over the first guy who was listening to Rush last evening. He started out, it was like last night, and then it was yesterday evening, and then it was like late in the afternoon, and then it was like 3 o'clock. Actually, it was probably about 12:45. He's just a little bit confused, and we can understand that. These are trying times. 927 at 560 WQAM. You know, guys, size makes a big, humongous difference. The bigger it is, the more impressive it is. And, of course, we're talking about your paycheck. According to the Florida Department of Labor, computer professionals have really big, impressive ones. According to the state of Florida, computer careers are among the highest paid and highest demand, and our friends at Fast Train can help you achieve that new high-paying computer career in just 4 short months. So say goodbye to that dead-end job. Say goodbye to that $3 or $4 an hour crap that you're taking on that paycheck every week or 2 weeks. Fast Train's got locations all over town, so there's bound to be one nearby you. They're in Kendall, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. And with day, evening, and weekend schedules, there's absolutely no excuse to stay in that crappy job working for a schmuck. So pick up that phone and call Fast Train right now and find out how you can get started on a real job with some real cash. 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. That's 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. They got full-time job placement and guaranteed financing waiting for you, too. You can check them out on the web at fasttrain.com or give them a call. There's no obligation. They'll be happy to answer all your questions. 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. You can have a big, impressive one now, too, a big paycheck, thanks to our friends at Fast Train. Now watch the pause, George.
Okay.
See? Pause.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
French people piss me off.
It's the hottest new date show on television. Tune in tonight for an all-new Prison Date.
Say, you're the new guy, ain't you?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the fluorescent light bouncing off these ceramic tiles sure do make your eyes sparkle.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, let me get that shower for you.
Oh, boy. God!
Ooh, a threesome, huh? Yeah, kinky.
That's tonight on an all-new Prison Date.
Gang rape is funny.
Okay, 9:32 at 560 WQAM. Oh, I should apologize to the Dwight Eisenhower fans out there, the I Like Ike crowd.
Why's that?
Because yesterday was President's Day. I mentioned everybody except two, Andrew Johnson and Ike.
Oh, you went and got the almanac?
No, I didn't go and get the... One of my areas of expertise. I don't have too many. Harness racing drivers from 100 years ago and presidents. I know those. Anything else, forget about it.
What about hot gay sex?
A little bit. Okay, most erotic movie, see, right away they got two. Fatal Attraction. Huh? No, look, don't base everything on your, just like yesterday, I gave you that, the Fight Club and you went, and I got a bunch of votes.
It's just a commentary. Not like we're not going to put it on or nothing.
Fatal Attraction. The reason it wasn't quite as sexual as it might have been is because Michael Douglas was in it.
And Glenn Close?
Don't get too close.
Ugh.
And two, chocolate.
Okay.
Or is that chocolate? There's a line there. I don't know if that's an acento or if it's just a,
Chocolate. Whatever.
Is that what it is?
Whatever. They know what it is. They know what it is.
Chocolate.
What is it?
Chocolate. It's some foreign movie.
Did they show a lot?
No, they chocolate.
Oh. Okay, great. Go off to a great start. 5670560, pound 560. Now don't forget, I'll let you know when we're going to fax this to, what's his name up there? Our neurotic webmeister.
Okay. I'm going to email it to him all typed up and everything.
Just don't start. Like I said, I'll let you know when we send the first batch up there. And then we'll get that on there so we can get some votes started right away instead of like waiting until later on in the day. You do understand that not everybody has the ability to sit for an entire 4 hours or like later on in the day, you know, when it gets late in the afternoon, like about midnight.
Well,
Forget about
not?
these things. You know, so I'm taking a nice long pause here.
Just take your breath. Right.
I am. I'm just, why the hell should I, like you said, you hit it right on the nose. Why should we take it any more seriously than they do? And anybody that's watched Greg Reed and the way he's mishandled this operation the last 5+ years, in fact, even before, I was thinking about it last night to show how depressed I am.
Oh, God.
Even before I ever started. You were already being the flunky there, the copy flunky.
Yeah.
But before I ever started, he was playing the shenanigans. Well, Duff calls to tell Neil that Greg had him call because the studio isn't going to be ready by December 30th. This is like months and months and months and months after we signed the deal.
Right.
Oh, it's not going to be ready. And that was just the beginning.
Right.
And then, of course, there was also the other thing about part of my pay that I had coming that they didn't want to pay, that he had to write me a personal check because it was too embarrassing, because the Beasleys didn't want to pay it. And that was just the beginning of a wonderful relationship, Greg. You're the best. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Necrotic movies, I always go 9.5 weeks.
Now, it's funny you should say that, because when we talked about this yesterday, George said for sure 9.5 weeks is going to be one of the first ones I'll call in.
Absolutely. And the other will be Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, that's a good one.
Which one? There's been 100.
Yeah, I know that, but the first one.
All right.
But are you sure that wasn't X-rated?
Some of them were.
I don't believe it was. I know 9.5 weeks was not. Emmanuel may have been.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Okay, thanks.
The Emmanuel that wasn't, how's that?
Now, how do you spell that?
2 M's.
2 M's or 2 N's?
2 M's U-L.
E-M-M-U-L.
Something like, I don't know. Carlos will check it.
I'll get it.
Yeah, do the spell check, okay? Because our neurotic webmeister don't like to make spelling mistakes. Just relax, Eric, okay? We're just having some fun at your expense as usual. Just calm down. Quit being such a grouch. Quit being such a grouchy fat cow. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. See, I'm just, as a matter of fact, I get a call yesterday from Duff in the middle of the afternoon. Unacceptable. I mean, I don't mind hearing from him. If he got something really important to tell me, he can call. Something really like major, you know, like the station just blew up, something like that. Heaven forbid. See what I'm saying?
No, what are you saying?
Anything short of that for the next couple of weeks, I don't want to hear from anybody. Nobody seems to understand, and I don't want to like dwell on it because I feel pretty good and I sound great.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, each day after you have a stroke, each day your brain your brain has to heal. Do you understand?
New pathways, new neural pathways.
Do you understand that there are cells that die when you have a stroke?
Right.
And your brain has to heal, and you have this feeling of like all this blood in the top of your head, which you do obviously have blood, but you feel it, you know?
Right.
And then each day it gets a little progressively better and better. And like today, it's a lot better than yesterday when I thought like about 11 o'clock I was just going to say, hey, I'll see you. But somehow I persevered. Now, if that would have happened today, I'd have said, hey, I'll do a Greg Reed and I'll just take a 5-hour lunch. So being a nice guy and trying to do the right thing, he called to tell me what he could have called me and told me this morning, which he did, about the billboards this and about all this other stuff. Don't call me Duff, okay? I know he's listening right now. He's doing his duty. Not that I don't like talking to you. You're a wonderful guy. You're a great American and yada, yada, yada. But don't bug me, okay? Leave me alone. If Geldy wants to call, now that's another story. Or if the neurotic webmeister, if he wants to call, that's another story, because at that point I will have the phone disconnected. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had two. Actually, the previous caller called in my first one, 9.5.
Okay, now I think what we ought to do is we ought to limit it to 2. You think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's limit it to 2. Go ahead.
Basic Instincts.
Okay.
Was the one that I had. 9.5 weeks was the other, but I also want to let you know that Emmanuel was an X-rated movie, unfortunately, with Sylvia Crystal.
Okay, I'll just cross it out.
But my picks were 9.5 weeks and Basic Instincts.
Okay, good ones. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Emmanuel, I crossed out. It's X-rated.
Yeah, and it's not like one of those Euro,
It's an X-rated flick. We're not putting X-rated flicks because then you'll have Debbie Does Dallas and you'll have Seymour Butts and Seymour, whatever. We're not going to put those on there. We've already done that stuff anyway, didn't we? We did the favorite porno star.
Must have been while I was out.
Maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it was 7 or 8 years ago. Maybe it was on like another channel. Maybe it was in another lifetime. I don't know. It seems we did. Could have been when you weren't there because we didn't want to embarrass you with all that stuff.
Right.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT. The most erotic movie you've ever seen, not X-rated. In other words, the kind of a movie where you'd like to sit real close to the screen and get a grip on life. Follow what I'm saying? You got very emotional.
I follow.
Huh?
I know.
That's right. Kind of like in the old days watching the Partridge Family. What are you laughing about? This is no laughing matter, mister. It was either Susan Day or David Cassidy. I was going to say about Batman yesterday. They had to kill Bassa in his tights yesterday. No, you can actually see the label on it. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Doing another poll show.
Oh, God.
Oh, that jackass. Yeah, another poll show. Another poll show. And we honored him by putting that right on top of our poll. How predictable, another poll. Another poll show. The Breathless Wonder. What would he do if we weren't here every day?
Masturbate to somebody else, I guess.
I guess. Maybe he can tune it into us early this evening, like about midnight. 5670560, pound 560 on the. See, I find those people amusing now.
Oh yeah, and they'll always be
amusing because lifeless is an understatement for them. I mean, less than no life. Here's Medley. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I was gonna say Basic Instinct, Neil, but I came up with another one. Wild Orchids. Remember that movie with Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke. Now that's also funny because George before the show today was mentioning Mickey Rourke. Was that the movie you were talking about?
I was talking about 9.5 weeks.
I've got a lot of friends that are on the police force here that in confidentiality have told me how much of an asshole Prince is.
Thanks, Mickey. There's your buddy Mickey Rourke. What's the movie again?
Wild Orchid.
Wild Orchid.
Yeah, and there's another one that was done in 1995, a Canadian movie about some girl that witnessed a murder and she worked at a strip club or something. If somebody could I don't remember the name of it. It wasn't
you're dying to find out what it was. What?
Yeah, it's a pretty decent movie. There's a good-looking women in that.
Okay, if anybody knows what it is, fax or call it in because this guy's life will change if you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. The most erotic movie you've ever seen, Blue Lagoon, Last Tango in Paris, Paradise. Don't we love Paradise? Mulholland Drive, Summer Lovers, Fatal Attraction, Chocolat, 9.5 weeks, Basic Instincts, and Wild Orchid. Good start. In fact, let's put that up there, Carlos. Caught you off guard, didn't I? Well, that's enough to get started, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although the only problem is with that, see, the ones who like one of those, they'll vote for it. I was going to say, if other ones come along later on, they can't change their vote.
Right.
So sometimes it's not a good idea to put it on too early until we have a much more substantial list. But that's okay. Put it up there anyway. It'll give what's-his-name something to do. 941 at 560 WQAM. Have you ever been presented with an opportunity when you shoulda, coulda, or would have done something, but you just didn't do it? You couldn't pull the old trigger. Well, there's an incredible Fannie Mae mortgage rate out there at 3.45%, and this rate's available for you by calling Financial Group at 1-800-940-5363. If you were to compare a 7% rate with 3.45%, you'd save yourself $3,500 in the first year alone for each $100,000 that you owe. $100,000 costs you only $447 a month. Here's an opportunity that I guarantee won't last because this is a 40-year low. So if you've been thinking about refinancing or maybe buying a new home, call Financial Group toll-free and they'll answer all your questions and they'll explain to you how this works. Call 1-800-940-5363. The process is simple and the call costs you nothing. 1-800-940-LEND. Financial Group has been an equal housing lender to thousands of borrowers just like you with this Fannie Mae program. Credit restrictions do apply and rates are subject to change if you wait too long. 5.34 APR. Call Financial Group and check this out today. 1-800-940-LEND.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM. Push the button, Max.
I'm an addict, and I lost nearly everything.
Meet Steve, a ginkgo biloba addict.
What's worse is, I remember every detail of nearly losing everything.
Steve is not alone.
I wanted to improve my memory, not turn into some kind of freak like Rain Man.
But there is help for the millions of Americans like Steve at Ginkgo Bilobanon.
I hit rock bottom after a 4-day ginkgo binge. When I memorized the entire Tri-County phone book.
When Steve first heard of Ginkgo Bilobanon, he remembered our phone number and called immediately.
And today, I'm proud to say that there's hope for other ginkgo bilobaholics. Like you, Andrew Parks, 335 Deercrest Court, 555-6743. And you, Sally Ferguson, 427 North.
Thanks to Ginkgo Bilobanon, Steve is completely cured, and you can be too. Just call us toll-free at, Steve, what was that number again?
You want the main number, the fax number, the administrative, or one of the 47 regional offices?
Never mind. Just look us up in the yellow pages.
Page 328!
946 at 560 WQM. Ever take that ginkgo biloba?
No, not lately.
You forgot to, huh?
Yeah.
Here's a fax that says the two hottest mainstream movies I've ever seen are The Postman Always Comes, Rings Twice, with Jack Nicholson and Kathleen Turner, Hot Sex on the Kitchen Table. Oh, hopefully he's not involved in it, is he? I guess he is.
Yeah.
Oh. And last year's Unfaithful with Diane Lane and Richard Gere. Oh, no.
Rectum.
So we put those two on there, okay?
Okay.
Well, listen, what am I going to say about that, all right? There are those people who find some other people. And, of course, in this case, they didn't care about who the guy was anyway. Don't you understand?
Right.
They couldn't have given a crap less. Now, I do see something disturbing on my page here, Carlos. I don't want to start a tiff again, but I see the poll is up with those first 5 that we had on the original list.
That's Eric doing that on his own. I haven't sent him anything.
Oh, there's only one thing I'd like to say about our website, okay? Yeah, that's it. That's my only comment. This is a brief editorial comment. In case you missed it, there was again. That's all I want to say. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Another poll today. Oh, no. Here's Lake Worth. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes?
How are you?
Okay.
Another day in paradise, Neil.
Is it?
Yeah, it's beautiful down here today.
I feel like it's paradise here, even with it's nice looking at the snow outside. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, I wish I was up there with you.
And it's going to be all the way up to 28 today.
Oh!
Toasty.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
How about Two Moon Junction?
What is it?
Two Moon Junction.
Goon Moon Junction?
Coon Moon Junction.
Coon Moon?
Two Moon Junction.
Oh, Two Moon.
Yeah, I forget the actor's first name, but his last name is Tyson, and I forget her name also in the movie.
Cicely Tyson?
No, not Cicely Tyson.
Yeah. Okay,
that's
one.
Name.
That's one. Did you have another one?
Yeah, what about Caligula? Was that X-rated?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Okay, that's all I got.
Unfortunately. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And don't be saying no coon, what do you say? 567-0560. Well, you know, I'm way the hell up here, although the phones sound fine to me. I'm not using that damn headset. Boy, that would be the end of me now.
Oh, no? God. To squeeze your headset.
Can you imagine that? Even under the best of circumstances, when your head feels really good. There's nothing like really good head. And you got that headset on. Oh, my God. Feel like you've had your head one of those, like a lung scan, you know, and one of those things where they like put the thing over your head and like lock it up real tight. And it feels like they're going to squish your brains out of your head. Maybe that's what happened to Greg a long time ago, you know? Here's a call from Tamarack. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
I saw a movie way back in the 70s with, I think it was Richard Hart. It was Body Heat.
Body what?
Body Heat.
Body Heat.
It was a hot movie. It steamed up my glasses.
William Hurt, Kathleen Turner. It was pretty hot.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was pretty good. That was excellent. A long time ago. You're right. Okay, good choice.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Just sent you some faxes that said that, as a matter of fact.
Did they really? Well, let me reach back here on my trusty fax machine. It seems to work a hell of a lot better than the one down there.
Don't fall over.
Let's see. Oh, this is a suggestion for another poll from Tom. What's most likely to happen? A terrorist attack, an attack by Iraq or North Korea, losing your health care coverage, retirement benefits, or job, or Bush reducing the $400 billion defense budget by a few billion to feed the poor and hungry. Poor Tom. I guess Tom hasn't taken enough of that ginkgo biloba, or maybe too much. I'm not really sure. Here's one. It says, Out of Sight with Jennifer Lopez. Oh,
Never
God.
saw it.
Oh.
Rectum.
Okay, we'll put them on there.
Sure.
Why not?
It's free.
If they sound reasonable, that's right. The price is right. We can build up a list of maybe 200 on there today. Really drive Carlos and Eric both crazy. Now, why haven't you faxed them anything yet? Didn't I just tell you to fax them what we got?
Yeah.
Didn't I tell him that?
Because Carlos was emailing it to him.
Oh, he's emailing. Oh, I hate that. I hate this emailing crap. That's why we get all screwed up. You know, call me old-fashioned, and I do a little bit of email. Although I noticed Lynn Samuels hasn't emailed me the last couple of days. I wonder if she's buried in that snowstorm in New York. You think? What's going on, Lynn? You asshole. No, I just said that because she likes you're an asshole. Oh, here's a good one. Yeah. This is definitely, in a very kind of like tender way, the summer of 42.
Was it tender?
Huh?
I forgot it. I saw it a long time ago.
Get out of here with Jennifer O'Neill and Gary's Grime. Don't you remember Gary Grimes?
You get to see her cookies in that movie?
Then they had the Class of 44, which was the sequel, which they should have forgotten about, where they had the guys, the fraternity initiation thing, they had to tie the bell to their schlong.
Oh, God.
And that's where that song came from. You can ring my bell, remember that?
Ding dong.
School. Summer of 42. Okay, that's on there. Got that?
Got it.
Who's writing these down? Carlos?
I'm writing them down. We're verifying during the break, et cetera and so on.
You're verifying
Lots of
during the break?
checks and balances going on over here.
I see. Well, let's get this one right, okay? Because the entire future of the human race is hinging on our poll, and we will not be talking about Joe Millionaire today. If you want to hear about Joe Millionaire, turn on Lardass when he comes on this evening about midnight. Tracy says, my one vote, and like you just said, body heat. Somebody must have had a psychic, something. Where Kathleen Turner still looked like a woman.
And sounded like one, too.
Now she looks more like Ted Turner, I think. Poll suggestion, best car chase scene in a movie. Never mind, it sucks. Tracy had a sudden, she came back to earth real fast. Good choice there, Tracy. Thank you. Good choice. She suddenly got her senses back. But we're building a nice list here. Summer of 42. That was, very, it was kind of like Stand By Me. You know, the youthful sex exploration and Gary Grimes and his boyfriend, and they're reading the sex books, and they're drawing pictures of body parts and whatever else. And then finally, her husband, was it her husband? Or boy? I guess her husband.
It was 100 years ago.
She got the telegram, and her husband died in the war. And she gets the telegram, and she's, of course, crying and just totally distraught. And Gary Grimes comes in, and she undresses him and hops in the sack. And then, of course, he never sees her. The movie, starts out, and then at the end, the narration of Gary Grimes as an adult. There are a few movies like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's like a flashback, kind of like Joe Gersten, you know. Where he's flashing back on his days of glory. By the way, Joe, what do we do with a Mercedes, Joe? A lot of people have been wondering that. He left the Mercedes behind.
Right.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Joe Rose for the Mad Dog again today, and once again we send along our condolences to the Mandich family. Jim's dad passed away over the weekend. So Joe Rose will be on for Mad Dog today, 1 to 3. Hank Goldberg, 3 to 7. 4 full hours on the humper today. I hope he's in training. I hope he lost an ounce or two.
That was funny.
And then we got Shitco Panther preview at 7. The Panthers at the Montreal Canadiens 7:30 tonight to play the Frogs. 80K from GA after the hockey game. And Joe and Mark overnight, who are really pissed off that they can't get their own website. So they're using some kind of temporary thing. because clearance doesn't want them to have their own website because it might take a couple of hits away from the QAM website, you know, the sports intensive website. And since clearance is part of the evil sports fraternity there, he don't want that to happen. And don't forget, whatever you do, the Providence basketball game that was scheduled from last night but canceled because of bad weather, that'll be on Waxy 790 tonight, whenever the hell, 7:30, somewhere in there, with Joe Zagakakaki. Got it?
Got it.
Pretty heavy duty schedule there, man. Full agenda. Here's Miami. Miami, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you feeling?
Okay, a lot better.
The original Swept Away. I know people probably confuse it with the Madonna one, but I forget the name of the actress in it, but it was
some Italian chick.
Well, wait, I'll look it up for you.
She was beautiful, and it was I found it to be very erotic.
Okay, let me look it up for you, okay?
While he's looking that up, here's a trivia thing. She was the same actress that was in Flash Gordon as one of Ming's evil henchwomen.
Really?
But you don't know who it is?
Well, she's wearing like a thing over her head so you can't recognize her. No, it's like some Italian name.
Swept away by an unusual destiny in the blue sea of August. Travolte da un insolito destino nell'azzurro mare d'agosto. I'm sorry about that last thing there. D'agosto. Starring Giancarlo Giannini, Mariangela Melato.
That's her, oh yeah.
That's her name.
Don't know why I couldn't remember that.
Mariangela, who had big melanzanas, big melons, big eggplants. Okay, thank you, sir. He got swept away. Got swept up in the emotion of it. You could almost hear it. 5670560. I don't know what that movie is. What was it all about? Just a...
It's the original, the one that they made with Madonna, but it's the original. She's rich and he's a schlepper boat hand and they crash on this island and they wind up fighting and then falling in love.
I see.
And having sex.
I see.
A lot of it.
A lot of sex.
On an island. There seems to be a lot of that, you know, with Blue
See,
Lagoon
I thought Cinema Paradiso was kind of erotic too, but...
It was?
Huh? It was not an erotic movie.
The only thing I remember is the little kid peeing in the gargoyle.
9:56. I'm just going to ignore anything that you say. You know, you're such a romantic. There's no question about that. No wonder your wife hates you like poison, you know, when you really come down to it. She does. She hates you like poison.
Okay.
9:56 at 5:60. She told me that at 5:60 WQAM. Hey, I want to tell you something. The Beast has lost over 50 pounds. We are keeping this man alive, this creature. And if it's the last damn thing I do, and the way things are going, it just might be. Before the end of the year, we're going to get him under 200 pounds. You think that's beyond? I think it's possible.
We got a year?
It's only the middle of February.
Okay, we can do it.
I'm not saying he's got a year if he keeps going, but he's doing it. He's lost 51 pounds, something like that. What's he, 231? 233? Well, we got definitely a shot. Just like Jimmy Johnson said, we got a shot. And if that's what we have to do to get him under 200 pounds, that's what we'll do. Anyway, if you'd like to lose the weight and not be sick and fat, and believe me, the two go hand in hand. They're synonymous. You can't be fat and healthy. And I don't want to mention the thing about Steve Beckler again, the pitcher that died. You know what he was?
Fat?
Fat. Out of shape. Really fat. They showed some clips of him in spring training this morning on the news. He was a chubby boy. And he's out there in the heat, and he gets heat prostration. He had a body temperature of 108, and his organs were failing, and very sad. But fat makes you sick. Take it from me, I know. Balance for Life is not a gimmick. It works for you because they prepare all the food, and they do it deliciously, too. The best ingredients, everything is fresh. No cooking, no shopping, no calorie counting, no carb counting. You don't have to figure out the zone diet. They do it for you. The only choices you have to make are between 2 choices for each meal every day that you're on the program. They send you a menu, and you pick out what you want. And they deliver it right to you in your little black sack every morning. It's right there at your door by 6 a.m. 3 gourmet meals, 2 delicious snacks to help you get through the entire day. There's plenty of food in there to keep you full all day long, and the weight just pours off your body the delicious way. So instead of being sick and diabetic and fat and grotesque looking, lose that weight with Balance for Life the easy way. Call 954-568-3229. 954-568-3229. And I guarantee you, as soon as you put the phone back in the cradle, you'll look even better than the Beast already. Or check out their website at balanceforlife.com.
Live and local. This is 560.
The radio's all yours now.
QAM.
Bill Rogers, God.
Oh! If you cannot find Osama Bomber rack.
Yes.
If the markets are a drama bomber rack. If the terrorists are frisky, Pakistan is looking shifty, North Korea is too risky, bomb Iraq.
Oh, we're fine.
If we have no allies with us, bomb Iraq. Oh! If we think that someone's dissed us, bomb Iraq.
Are you sure?
So to hell with the inspections. Let's look up for the elections. Close your mind and take directions. Bomb Iraq. Fall in line and follow orders. Bomb Iraq. For our might exceeds our borders. Bomb Iraq. Disagree, we'll call it treason. Let's make war, not love the season. Even if we have no reason. Bomb Iraq.
And we will. 10:01 at 560 WQAM. We will. Just like the guy says in the bagpipe thing. Oh, it will, Billy, it will.
Aye, laddie.
And we will. Anyway, body of evidence, somebody faxes in here, spelled evidence. Come on, get with it. I know it's anonymous when you send the faxes, but we will trace it back to you and put your name on the air. Spell it right. Body of evidence, what do you say?
Don't know about it, so...
well, then put it on there. If you don't know, then
it's on there.
Leave it to the judgment of our astute audience, okay, who get aroused at almost anything. They're still reading the Sears catalog, some of them. And we got the first votes up in there, which is always very exciting, you know what?
Yeah.
And I think you had your thumb right on it yesterday when you said 9.5 weeks was
I thought I said it this morning.
You said it yesterday when I mentioned the possibility of doing this poll today about the most erotic movie, and you said that's what they're going to be voting for.
I don't remember it
9.5
yesterday.
Weeks. Have you taken your ginkgo biloba?
I'm taking
I guess you forgot to take it again.
Chinko biloba.
What was the most erotic movie, not X-rated, you've ever seen? 9.5 weeks has got 6. I mean, these are just very early, a smattering, because this just went up there. Eric just got it up. Fatal Attraction appear. Last Tango in Paris appear. The Postman Always Rings Twice won. Blue Lagoon won. Oh, that was mine, sorry. Basic Instinct won. Body Heat won. And Summer Lovers won. And that's it so far. Got a long way to go, you know what? A lot of votes to count. The late returns will come in, and maybe, I don't know, you think 9.5, what's the big deal with 9.5 weeks?
See, it would be erotic. Kim Basinger naked. It would be erotic if it weren't for Mickey Rourke in there.
Oh!
See, he nullifies
Mickey
it.
Rourke was in that?
Yeah,
no
all
I didn't
smelly
see it.
with his greasy hair and...
Oh, my God, you have to be schmitting me. The Rourkemeister. He might be listening right now, by the way. He's a big fan of the show. He loves to hate this show like poison, although we haven't heard about him in a long time.
I don't come from a place where somebody says, "Suck my dick, I'm going to walk away," okay? I don't know. Maybe you're from a different planet.
Yeah, we could be from a different planet. Let's hope so. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Fort Lauderdale, hello. Fort Lauderdale.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hope you're feeling better.
Thanks.
First, a correction. It was Jessica Lange with Nicholson, and The Postman Only Rings Twice, not Kathleen Turner.
Okay.
And then I have two, and they're both Ellen Barkin movies. One is Sea of Love, and the other one, I don't recall the name of it. It came out a couple years ago. She plays a detective, and she investigates a murder that involves a club of, it's like a lesbian club, and she kind of gets drawn into it.
Really?
Yeah. Both very good movies.
Somebody will know that one. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, okay.
Sea of Love, one of my favorite songs by Phil Phillips. And then the Honey Drippers remade it, which was pointless. Why did they do that?
To make money. The money drippers.
The Money Drippers? I hate when a song is redone that never should have been redone in the first. In fact, that would be a good poll.
Right.
That would be an excellent poll. What song was remade that never should have been made in the first place? I mean, there's some way to word that. I'm not saying we're going to do that tomorrow.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
In fact, I like doing polls when the audience can't exactly figure out what we mean, because then they really get all screwed up. Sea of Love.
With Ellen, looks like she took a bad hit to the face barking.
Really?
Oh, God.
Maybe that's
she talks
why
out
she's
the side of her
barking.
mouth. Her mouth is crooked.
Yeah.
Not to mention the rest of her face, which is also crooked and
Sounds
bad.
pretty erotic to me.
Yeah. Erratic.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. It's just changing for the first time over here. Let's take a look. 9.5 weeks has got 8, Body Heat 4, the Coon Moon Junction 3, Unfaithful 3, and then the Mulholland Drive's got a pair. Blue Lagoon's got 2. Somebody else out there enjoyed Blue Lagoon. Of course, they probably enjoyed Brooke Shields.
And her body double.
Oh, that's right. She had a stunt double in there because she refused to be taken on National.
Yeah, she don't show nothing.
Oh, poor little Brooke. Isn't that something?
Well, she did in Pretty Baby.
This is the same 14-year-old.
12.
When she was 14 years old, she was doing those Levi's ads or whatever. They were slapping her ass on the thing, on the cheeks.
Yeah, but you didn't see nipple.
God forbid. So Brooke Shields and Chris Atkins, don't forget about him. I did mention before the show to George that last night I saw about 5 minutes of a movie called If It's Tuesday, It Must Be Belgium. We've all heard of that movie, but did anybody ever actually see it? No.
No.
Nobody ever saw it. So I saw part of it last night, and it was about these American tourists who are on a tour bus, and they visit a whole bunch of different European countries in like 16 days or something, and they spend a couple of days in Holland and Amsterdam and a couple of days in Belgium, etc. And a cameo appearance in that movie by the lovely Luke Halpin, who played the Sandy on Flipper when he was just a little punk, when he was flipping it. And here was Luke Halpin, had a little cameo in there for about 3-4 minutes. It was about, let's see, 1969, he would have been about what, George?
You're asking me?
Just a joke. Just don't get all uptight, because just a joke. Probably about 20 years old. Looked really good. Could have used an extra meal or two there. I know if I'd have been in Amsterdam at the time, I'd have fed him a couple of extra meals, but nevertheless, Luke Halpin. Looking pretty good. We love you, Luke, even though you're old now and kind of a sourpuss. Ever since that morning we called him live on Zeta on the air. But he booked up a little bit. He became a preacher. Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
He became a preacher or some kind of a born-again goy. 567-0560, pound 560 on the 18. Now, I will say this. Oh, wait a minute. There's a return to the Blue Lagoon.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mila Jovovich, and I don't know who the guy is.
The guy sure is a hell of a lot better looking than Chris Atkins ever dreamed, and had a much more ample penis, although we never saw it.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, listen, it just had to be, Return to the Blue Lagoon.
You want to stick that on there?
I'm writing it on there, right? Do I want it on there? Are you crazy?
No.
I might have to change my vote. Because Paradise was Willie Ames and Phoebe Cates. Phoebe Cates. The Bird was a big fan of B.B. Cates because, and I think B.B. King too, because he said she was boyish and goyish, and I think the boyish part is what he was attracted to most. 567-0560, pound 560 on a Return to the Blue Lagoon.
It should be noted that Mila actually does share her nipples with us in that movie, unlike Brooke. Yippee!
I see. Well, that was the real Mila, okay, as opposed to Brooke, that prissy-ass Brooke. She was too busy hanging out with Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't.
Yes.
I think even before Liz, well, maybe not before, because Liz was always there, but Brooke Shields was.
What a family. Him
right
and Michael,
there at his side,
and
yeah,
Webster and the
hand.
chimp and Bubbles.
Oh, good God. Oh, I was dating Michael. Yeah, she started talking like him, too. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami, buenos dias.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what about the movie Monster Ball with Halle Berry?
What was it?
Monster Ball with Halle Berry.
Monster Balls?
Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball.
Halle
Okay,
Berry
thank you.
and Billy Bob Thornton. I understand that there's hot sex in there, and you actually get to see his monster ball.
Monsters Ball. I didn't know Halle Berry had monster balls. Maybe that's why she's having all that problem with on the tabloids.
But does
5,
that
6,
count?
7.
Does one good sex scene in a movie make it an erotic movie, even if the movie's not erotic at all, except for that scene?
It's a matter of your choice. That's the point. Whatever it is that turns you on, okay? Whatever cranks your chain, however desperate you are at the moment, what's the most erotic movie you've ever seen? And the answer is?
Monster Balls.
No, but what was Carlos just going to say? What are you, why were you asking
I guess
that?
he must have seen that movie. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's only one really hot scene in it, and the rest is not erotic at all. It's
well, this guy that just
drama.
called, he liked it. Okay, he said it was a 3-hanky job. All right, so just leave him alone. Okay, most erotic. Oh, the rabbi says Angel Heart. I think that certainly qualifies, don't it?
Sure.
The rabbi. Shame on you. He's
Another
been playing with
Mickey
his
Rourke.
tits again. Oh, here's another, the salon interview with Molly Ivins. That's pretty interesting. You were talking to Scott Chapin again?
Huh?
What does that mean?
I don't
Rich
understand.
Pachter says, were you talking to Scott Chapin again? Feel better. Oh, I see, about having a stroke. Because the first one, you remember that?
No.
The first stroke I had at IOD was right on the heels of that asshole Scott Chapin making a big song dance because of the fact that I was talking about, I played that thing on the air. That Bill Calder tape that Bill had of that, something from IOD from years ago, where Ranieri was on there and Henry Birrow and Bill, and they were all ripping each other and whatever, from some Christmas party or something. And Phil Costin was on there. Remember that?
Well, it was before my time, but I remember the stories.
And I think that's what precipitated that, intemperate display by Scott Chapin, whose voice is heard on virtually every television station from coast to coast. He's making more money than all of us put together. But nevertheless, he's an asshole, okay?
Okay.
And came in and just got me hysterical about that. And, a lot of people are going to have their feelings hurt, as if we care on this show whether feelings, he was kind of like Mo, pretending he didn't get it. And again, underlining, pretending he doesn't get it.
Another trained monkey.
Yeah, right, exactly. Very well put, Mo. And by the way, if I have to, I can't deal with it anymore, hearing about Tiger Woods. Maybe it's just bad luck, or maybe he's monitoring. Maybe he knows what time I come sauntering in here in the morning, crawling in here in the studio, and crank up the pot. Every time I open up the pot, he's talking about Tiger Woods and Ernie Els, and that's going to be so wonderful to see, and Tiger Woods. And then he went into that thing about the ephedrine with the pitcher, and I'll say it again, both CNN and the Sports Illustrated, the very latest articles say they didn't know what was in the bottle. It could have been vitamins, it could have been some of that stuff. They don't know. They have to do the autopsy first. Of course, he don't worry about accuracy. Have you heard that show?
No, I haven't.
It's something he's not concerned about. And if you don't believe me, just listen. How about the movie Personal Best starring Mariel Hemingway, where she plays a lesbian Olympic athlete?
Mariel Hemingway doing lesbianism is erotic. That's great. I saw it.
Personal Best. Okay. Are you writing these down, Carlos?
I am.
Yeah. George is writing them down. Oh, look, we got a horse race going. Good. How about Body Double? Was that erotic?
Well,
I think that was erotic.
It sure did have some parts in it.
Sure, because he was looking,
body
he was
parts.
spying the body.
Right.
No, seriously.
No, you're right. Good.
Body
I forgot
Double.
all about it.
Put that on there, Body Double. Leave it to me. I remember that vividly. I saw it about 6-7 times.
It was cute.
What was the most? It was cute?
Yeah, it had a good plot. You could dance to it.
What was the most erotic movie, not X-rated, you've ever seen? Is our poll today. We're doing another poll just to piss off that guy that gets very upset about polls. That's because he once sat on one. Hurt real bad. 9.5 weeks, 13. Body Heat, 10. Fatal Attraction, 7. Unfaithful, 6. Two Moon Junction, 5.
Sherilyn Fenn Full Frontal, by the way, is why they're voting for that.
Cockamoon Junction. Blue Lagoon, 4. Last Tango in Paris, 4. Basic Instinct, 3. And then we got the 2s and 1s and something like that. Look at that. Mulholland Drive's only got 1. 64 votes so far. The poll has been up a few minutes. So hop on it. What are all these other factors? Any movie with Johnny Depp in it, please add to the list. Well, was he in a movie that you call erotic?
I don't know. Don Juan DeMarco? I have no idea.
No, they've always made him out to be a freak. That's the problem with him. He never looks like he should, like good.
Ed Wood. He dressed in drag. That's erotic.
Did he pop wood in Ed Wood? Huh? I've asked, Nadine says, I asked my daughter to give me the scoop on her dating time with Johnny while in Miramar. She was reluctant to give me the good details. Julie's now 38. I'm angered that she would be so closed-mouthed. We've always shared. Anyway, I've got Tom Welling tonight. Just love his face, says Nadine. Right on, Nadine. You've got excellent taste. There's a lady after my own heart, okay? A real lady. Johnny Depp, and if we can't have him, good old Tom Welling. Causes a little bit of a swelling for some, and he'll be on tonight on Smallville. And Mama, did you tell me that both of them, Mama and Clark?
Jess.
Become deathly ill, and nobody can figure out why. But I have a feeling at the end of the show, by 10 o'clock tonight, they'll be okay. Don't you think?
Probably. They seem to sew it all right up before the end.
Because they'll be coming back again next week. Hey, I'll tell you a place that's not only okay, it's great, and that's the Emerald Coast. Speaking of Toronto, my good friend Richard, who's a big Maple Leafs fan, he's from Toronto. And the good news for you is he came down to South Florida several years ago and opened the first Emerald Coast in Sunrise, and now they've expanded with 3 locations. Besides Sunrise, they're in North Miami Beach, and the newest location, Pembroke Pines. Everybody wants to be the Emerald Coast, but there's only the original, okay? Because everybody else has got a Chinese buffet now. They're not even in the same category with the Emerald Coast. When you walk in the door, you'll see what I'm talking about. A sea of delicious, fresh goodies. Everything fresh and crunchy. 6 different soups, which probably aren't crunchy, but they're delicious. And dozens of succulent entrees, not just Oriental, but all kinds of other good stuff. Beef and chicken and pork, and you name it. Oriental surf and turf on the weekends. New York strip steak made to order at the Gourmet Center. That's a sizzling Asian grill with teriyaki steak, shrimp, chicken, seafood, hand-carved prime rib. The Emerald Coast promotes healthy living, too, because they don't use any crap. No cornstarch, no MSG. They use only cholesterol-free oils in all of their cooking, and believe me, you'll feel the difference. You'll never walk out of there with a headache, just a full pupik. Their buffet features a full salad bar, a new sushi bar, Greg, and fresh shrimp cocktail, too. And their famous Lobster Fest is back at Emerald Coast, featuring lobster thermidors and lobster bisque. One requirement is bring a gigantic appetite or a crowbar and open up some room in your pants for the dessert bar, featuring pies and cakes, pastries, ice cream with all your favorite toppings, and fresh fruit. The perfect ending to a gigantic, unbelievable, unparalleled feast. You'll find them in Sunrise, Pine Island at 44th Street. They're on Collins Avenue, just north of 163rd in North Miami Beach. And you'll also find the Emerald Coast at the intersection of Flamingo and Pembroke Roads in Pembroke Pines. They accept reservations, take on delivery available as well. Be sure and look for the new Oriental chicken salad when you hop in to the Emerald Coast. Call 954-572-3822. I think a lot of the people who eat there, though, will not be hopping in. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
More like waddling in, some of those big porkers. 954-572-3822 for the world-famous Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
It's time to get it on.
All right, welcome back to the Howard David Show, where we run a clean family type of, show here. No homo talk to queers like that Jew fag kike that follows me. I ain't gonna make the same goddamn mistake Soupy Sales made.
What are you?
You remember when he told the kids to put their hands in the parents' thing?
Oh, yeah, vividly.
No, we're gonna talk sports here, with a little humor based on the comedy stylings of Jack Boom Boom Carter.
Oh, yeah.
Say, ain't it a beautiful day in paradise, huh?
Paradise?
Why, sure. Better than New York.
Yeah.
Well, you're from New York, right?
I'm from Canarsie.
All right, pipe down. I just flipped my wig again.
So, what'd you come down here for?
Well, I had to. Besides, this right here. This is paradise.
Depot's gone. I guess I can say I kind of miss New York.
Why?
Don't you want to go back sometime?
I can't go back.
How come?
Well, they told me in no uncertain times. Let's not get into that right now.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
So what? You hear the news?
Huh?
I said, have you heard the news?
No.
They're gonna suspend that little hostile Julio.
Who, Jorge?
That's right. They ought to let that little spick bastard go.
What did he do?
I just don't like him. Ain't that good enough?
A little over the top, don't you think?
Are you arguing with me?
No.
Do you know who I am?
Certainly.
I got the power of Greg Reed behind me.
Come on, take it easy.
I want to fire them all!
Calm down, will you?
You!
Huh?
You're fired too!
Huh?
Get out of my place of business!
This ain't your place of business.
Why, you...
Who the hell are you?
You're the...
And by the way, Mo...
Greg hates you.
Anyway, 1020 at 560 WQAM. We're doing the most erotic movie you've ever seen. Don't let me forget now, Behind the Great Divide by Paul Krugman.
Okay, don't forget.
It is one of the bedtime stories on our website today, along with about 100 million other ones. But that's good. I mean, it's really excellent in terms of the difference of opinion about the whole Iraq thing in the U.S. and the rest of the world because of the news media. Because of the way the stories are being presented and the fact that the news media here feel that they have to be like a bunch of cheerleaders. At least some of them. Not to mention, of course, the Fox people who feel that...
The media is sick and needs help badly.
Et cetera. So I'll get to that. Also, the thing about the guy that accessed 2.2 million credit cards but hasn't used them yet. I mean, what is that all about?
Well, he's waiting.
A hacker has gained access to as many as 2.2 million Visa and MasterCard accounts, the two companies announced yesterday. The hacker breached the security system of a company that processes credit card transactions on behalf of merchants, Visa and MasterCard BSAN. None of the Visa accounts has been used fraudulently, Visa spokesman John Abrams said. The affected accounts make up about a third of 1% of the 560 million MasterCard and Visa cards in the U.S. Spokesman for the two companies said they've notified the banks that issued the affected cards. Both card companies have zero liability policies which protect cardholders from being held responsible for unauthorized or fraudulent charges, yada yada. Now, let me ask you, what happens, for example, somebody steals your credit card, right? Like those gypsies stole my credit cards in Rome many years ago?
Right.
And they go in and make a bunch of fraudulent charges. They get the merchandise from the stores. What happens to the merchants?
What happens to the merchants?
Right, because they're not going to get paid.
I guess they're screwed.
You think?
Yeah.
No, there must be something. They must have some kind of insurance with their agreement with the American Express or Visa or MasterCard. There must be some kind of way that they get covered, just like the cardholder gets covered.
I really don't know.
Maybe some astute listener out there will know. Just something to think about, okay? Also, we got healthy ice cream question mark. I don't know if I want to talk about that. Just read about it on our website, okay? I don't want to talk about ice cream. You'll be pleased to know that I haven't even thought about ice cream, although I did discover it. I don't want to talk about it. No, my blood sugar is excellent. I'm coming along very nicely, thank you. My blood pressure is outstanding. But I discovered something called almond brittle. You know how they have all this great candy up here that you don't find in the States?
Correct.
During the next break, I'm going to go in the wastebasket in the other room and just take the package out so I can tell you who makes it. And maybe you'll find it in your life. Of course, Carlos wouldn't like it because it's mostly chocolate.
Mm.
And his taste is in his tush.
I'll take his share.
But, oh, my God. Anyway, you can't be eating that stuff. Listen, Trust me when I tell you, you know, in order, especially in the beginning, you have to tide yourself along. You follow?
Right.
With something, not a lot, not a whole bunch of them, but not a whole
Tie
thing of
yourself
Nestle's.
along.
That's right. Until you die. What do you know about it? What do you know about having to lose weight? What do you have any idea about?
I've had to lose weight.
When was that?
Years ago.
Yeah.
In my early 20s.
How much, about an ounce or two?
Like maybe 30 pounds.
30 pounds?
Really, yeah.
You were fat?
I grew out of all of my clothes, and I had to either buy new clothes or do something about it.
How come we never heard about this before?
Well, I try to mention it, but you go like wave it off like it never really happened. You should see the pictures.
Like, you know who else used to be fat? Your best personal friend, Rimmer.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then of course he discovered he had to keep paying for the food if he was going to stay that fat, and he couldn't afford it anymore.
When I bought a car and stopped riding my bike, I ballooned up practically overnight. In the course of a year, I gained 30 plus pounds.
I'll be damned. Well, that makes me feel a lot better. Here's Kansas City, it says. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there was a call a while back about a guy who said about a Canadian film. About,
yeah. Oh, he's dying to hear it.
Yeah, that was Demi Moore. It wasn't a Canadian film. It was a striptease, no?
That's not what he was talking about.
He said she witnessed a murder.
Yeah, but why don't we have that one on there, even if it wasn't the one? That's a good one to have on the list, right?
Yeah. I actually, I listen to you on the internet every day. It's a great show.
Are you in Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas?
Missouri.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Okay, have a great day, pal.
All right, you too.
See you. How do you like that? We had a call yesterday from Rochester. We got a call from Kansas City. Thank God for the internet, okay?
Oh!
All this crap about, that's small potatoes. I'm telling you, if it weren't for that website and weren't for our link, you know what I'm saying?
Sausage.
For that link, sausage, is it a Timmy Dean? Body Heat, the most erotic movie you've ever seen, not X-rated. Body Heat, 19. 9.5 weeks, 17. Blue Lagoon, 8. Fatal Attraction, 8. And everybody else be sucking wind after that. Or sucking something. Off to a pretty damn good start. Let's take a poll every day for the next 2 years, okay, just to piss off that guy. What do you call him? Mr. what? Mr. Contrary?
Well, yeah. Mary, quite contrary.
Is that it? Next time he calls after like the first word, because you recognize him faster than I do.
He's got a breathy, fat voice.
Maybe we can just say,
fat man.
Asshole.
Yeah. Remember, he was always
asshole.
calling about the balance for life, how expensive it is, and then Iron Chef sucks, and just anything that we say, it sucks.
Mr. Contrary.
Yeah.
You asshole.
I do like the way Mo says that, though. I got to admit that. You got away with that, Mo. Of course, what's that old saying about it takes one? Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
I got one for you. Alyssa Milano in Embrace of a Vampire.
Embrace of a Vampire.
That's her big lesbo vampires movie.
And one that hasn't been mentioned yet, and it's not that old neither, Wild Thing with Neve Campbell and Denise Richards.
Yeah.
Wild Thing.
Wild Things.
By the Trogs. Okay, you got it, man. Wild Things?
Yes.
They have wild things?
Yes, they
I've seen
do.
a few wild things in my time, make no mistake about it. 26 past 10 at 560 WQM. Joe Rose for the Mad Dog at 1. Hank Goldberg's in training this morning because he's got to do 4 full hours. In fact, I think 2 days in a row. The Humper's got today and tomorrow, 3 to 7 in the studio. By the way, wish him well for me, okay, when you see him?
Okay.
And tell him to lose an ounce or two, because last time I saw him, I was like taken aback, you know. And then, of course, I'm talking about him being fat, and I'm the one that's got the stroke. He's probably laughing up his, laughing, but you know what I'm saying? He's probably sniggering a little bit. Saying, aha, the pot calling the kettle fat. See what I mean?
I know.
Don't be worried about what other people are doing and calling everybody else fat, George, when you yourself have had those problems in your life. However that goes.
Fatso.
Tom Lehman and Joe Prieto of Hallett Pontiac GMC are proud. Now, Tom Lehman is not fat. I've never met Joe. Do you think Joe might be fat? We'll find out. Anyway, they're proud to announce 3 great Neil Rogers Neil deals, so listen very carefully. Put your ear right up to the radio. Neil deal number 1. Get 0% financing on all GMC 1500 series pickups. You heard me absolutely right. 0% on all 1500 series pickups. Neil deal number 2. Lease a GMC Envoy for only $299 a month plus tax for 48 months. You heard me right again. Only $299 a month plus tax. And Neil deal number 3. Buy a Pontiac Vibe for just $199 a month. Let me say it one more time. You heard correct. Your ears don't have waxy buildup. It's only $199 a month. Hallett's also got great Neil deals on used cars, trucks, and SUVs. And as far as credit is concerned, it should be the least of your problems, because even if you once worked with Jeff DeForest, even if your credit is the worst in the world, even if you know P.D. Lenny, they'll still cut you a deal at Hallett Pontiac GMC. It's the great Neil deal triple-header going on right now at Hallett Pontiac GMC, 1341 South Dixie Highway. That's US 1 across from the Falls, open every day, 7 days a week. For more information, you can call the Neil Deal hotline, toll-free, 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211. And don't forget, all Neil deals are subject to credit approval. See dealer for details. Hallett Pontiac GMC, who be professional grade.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
And hold it.
You love Shakira's top 10 hit, Underneath Your Clothes.
Underneath your clothes, there's an endless story. There's a man I'm trying.
And now you love her new album, Shakira Sings Other People's Hits.
How do you
She already made music history by recording her first English language album. And now she's taking her art form to the next level by re-recording songs that were already hits in English, only this time they're in English again.
I tried so hard, doesn't even matter.
Shakira Sings Other People's Hits.
You can't have that more like it.
Shakira Sings Other People's Hits. If you really like Shakira's CD laundry service, then you'll really like her new CD. Shakira Sings Other People's Hits. No tenemos en español en estos momentos.
119 votes on a poll, and Body Heat is pulled into first place. The most erotic movie, non-X-rated, you've ever seen. Body Heat 25, 9.5 weeks 20. Blue Lagoon 9. Unfaithful 8. Fatal Attraction 8. Basic Instinct 6. Cockamoon Junction. Two Moon Junction 6 and Wild Orchid 6. Everybody else has got 5 or less. Jacko child sex scandal set to explode, reports this week's Inquirer. Have you read this?
No.
The Michael Jackson child molestation investigation could explode spectacularly into the open once again, as a brand new witness who stayed with Michael at his Neverland Ranch considers telling all the Inquirer has learned exclusively. Nearly 10 years ago, the singer's world caved in when a 13-year-old boy accused the entertainer of sexually abusing him, but the youngster did not testify against Jackson, who bought his silence for a staggering $40 million. The Inquirer is withholding his name. $40 million. Did you know it was that much?
I knew it was 30-something. I didn't know it was 40.
$40 million, says the Inquirer, and the Inquirer don't lie. Now the sensational scandal which Jackson had hoped was doused could reignite. Santa Barbara County Sheriff's deputies were aware of the second youngster back in '94, disclosed an insider. They talked with him and even had him in a safe house, but neither he nor the boy who brought the initial allegations made it to a grand jury. Because the first boy's family was paid off, this boy and his family decided to back out. They didn't want to be the only ones taking on Michael. They were definitely fearful of what it might do to their lives, especially the boy's life, so they tried to keep his involvement a secret, and for the most part it has stayed a secret until now. But the past is being dredged up again, and the boy, now a young man, is considering what to do. The recent ABC special on Michael's odd life and unnatural obsession with children has stirred up allegations that Jackson hoped had disappeared, but now his most frightening nightmares threaten to turn real. Robert Wagner, a former Beverly Hills policeman employed as chief of security at Neverland Ranch for 3 years, has written a book that will rekindle questions about Jackson's sleepovers with young children. Wagner said he counted up to 150 youngsters who slept with Jackson between 1990 and 93. He also said he was troubled by Jackson's habit of inviting favored children to a viewing booth in his private cinema where he says there was a bed and chair and then closing the curtains around them. What movies do you think they were watching in there, George?
Erotic?
Santa Barbara District Attorney Thomas Sneeden says the Jackson case from a decade ago remains open but inactive. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of that. You can go, huh?
Nothing. It's my imagination.
Inquirer files trip up Jackson's claims. At the bottom, they've got like a little inset with a few examples of the BS he was talking on that special, which you'll notice he had to have his own special to rebut it.
No, I know. No,
to butt it.
Rectum.
The Inquirer caught the King of Pop telling a number of bald-faced lies in the course of his TV special. Here are some of his claims contradicted by the information from our files. Plastic surgery. Jackson. He claims he's had only 2 operations, both on his nose. The Inquirer, Jackson has had up to 8 operations on his nose. In addition, he's had his jaw squared, his eyebrows raised, a cleft foot in his chin, and since 1983 has progressively lightened his complexion. Sleeping with children. Jackson, he claims it's not sexual. We were going to sleep. I tucked them in. It's very charming. Inquirer, in the 1993 molestation investigation of Jackson, the 13-year-old victim said he had sexual contact with me on many occasions. He kissed me on the lips, grabbed me by the buttocks, and put his tongue in my mouth. I told him I didn't like that, but he said there was nothing wrong. He said, Cancer boy Gavin. Jackson. Jackson, who held hands with 12-year-old Gavin during the interview and admitted they sleep together in the same rooms, claims he has permission from the boy's family. The Inquirer. Gavin's father, David Arvizo, was outraged that the boy's mother allows him to sleep in Jackson's bed and said it's obvious Gavin shouldn't be up on Jackson's ranch unsupervised, but his mother doesn't care. And Parenthood, Jackson claims he's a good parent, but the Inquirer, top child care experts were stunned at the way Jackson treated his children during the taping of the TV special, shakily feeding his baby through a veil and making the older ones wear masks. New Jersey psychologist Dr. Patricia Farrell said Jackson is contributing to serious mental health problems for these kids in the future. The father of the year. Michael. Motorcycle. How do you like that? That's just a little piece. And then, of course, the Globe and the Star each have their own take, which we'll get to. Just briefly, little tidbits here and there. Because people do care. They do want to know. Right. As much as we hate to admit it. And you want to know why, like I said before? Why? Because it's something different. I mean, it's something old, but it's something old that's been brought back. And it's not Sodom, and it's not Iraq, and it's not the Bushmeister, and it's not all these depressing growth. It's not the Orange Alert. It's not Tom Rage. It's not Cheesehead Tommy Thompson. See what I'm saying?
What's OJ up to?
It's not OJ, and although if he would want to go out and kill somebody this week, I'm sure they'd love to hear about that too. Oh, can you imagine what a public service he'd be doing? I mean, nobody important, OJ, nobody that deserves to be alive. You know, find some scumbag. Kill some people. There you go. The sailor who fell from grace with the sea.
If they
Are
say
we
so.
That on there?
I saw it. Whatever. You know, we're not going to argue with them.
Well, I mean, does it have any... It says with Chris Christopherson, Sarah Miles.
Do you know what Sarah Miles looks like?
No.
Well, you know what Chris Christopherson looks like.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Shave his beard. There's Sarah Miles.
I see. Offbeat, moody romantic melodrama about the effect of widowed woman's affair on son. Critics were mixed. Erotic love scenes, idiosyncratic script, seacoast landscape appeals to fans of non-mainstream love stories.
I already wrote it down.
Did you?
Yeah,
the
whatever.
sailor who...
yeah, I won't get a vote.
It's too long to write it down. The sailor who fell...
From grace with the sea,
yeah.
and bumped
with
his
grace.
head
Okay.
and got an ingrown...
A Sliver with Sharon Stone, where she spreads her legs.
That was Basic Instinct, where she spreads her legs, but nevertheless, don't confuse them.
Well, what about Sliver?
I don't know about Sliver.
Yes,
Would you like?
Was there another leg spread? I know there was a shower scene.
There was cameras.
There was a shower scene in Psycho too, but it wasn't an erotic movie.
Neurotic.
Caligula. Somebody's got Caligula on here, which we already got. Don't worry, it was X-rated.
It's X-rated.
And a little humor in this, Deliverance. Ned Beatty puts on the Academy Award-winning performance, right, as he takes it.
Rectum.
Videodrome, which was on the pool yesterday. It says it was an 80s movie where a woman was having sex with a demon that was in her home. I was still scraping off the sponge on my ceiling from watching that one. And you say...
whatever.
What kind of an answer is that? I'm sitting here with my pen poised, waiting for a decision from the judges.
I thought it was a good movie. I didn't consider it erotic. I mean, in spite of Debbie Harry, who didn't show us anything in that.
Was she hairy?
No. She was dressed.
That's what America wants to know. Was Debbie hairy? So we still haven't got the name of that movie that the guy was just dying for.
We just got it off the facts, as a matter of fact, I think.
What was it?
Somebody says that it's called Exotica. The chick wears a schoolgirl outfit and the customer becomes obsessed with her. Very hot.
All right.
From Mark, who sent another fax, and Mark has good taste. Because he made a suggestion on a previous fax that I just sent you.
The only fax that I got you just sent me is the new copy for Dollar Mattress.
That didn't come from me.
Well, it must come from Fat Boy, and since we already ran one spot, you better get with it, mister. Okay, Fat Boy, you fat tub. That's why he's a little bit slow. Because in case you haven't noticed, us fat people move real slow, and in his case,
noticed.
they waddle real slow like to his fax machine. But better late than ever, Fat Boy. 20 to 11 at 560 WQM. Joe Rose for the Mad Dog at 1, the Humper at 3 this afternoon. Hey, I'll tell you a place where you can go and really pig out. Or you can go get a shallot if you like, maybe an antipasto. Boris Karloff always liked an antipasto. Why do they always say that when people imitate Boris Karloff?
Antipasto.
I wouldn't be surprised if he never ate an antipasto. But at any rate, you can have one, or you can have all your favorite Italian dishes and 3 different kinds of great pizza and unbelievable garlic rolls just dripping with garlic and delicious soups and just all kinds of good stuff. Calzones and chicken and veal dishes and seafood and much more at the world-famous Pizza Loft, now with 2 Broward locations. Boy, I'll tell you, Jeff just keeps raking in the dough. That's why they make so much pizza, because he's got so much dough. You want to know why? Because it's consistently outstanding. And everybody pays a paltry price. Even the Rimmers pay very little to eat at the Pizza Loft. You might pay a little bit more, but it'll be well worth the price. You'll find the original Broward Pizza Loft on University Drive, right between Griffin and 595 behind Pier 1 Imports, with acres of free parking for you. And the food, like I said, is fresh. It's delicious. The prices are incredibly, embarrassingly low. Every Tuesday, like tonight, is eggplant night at the Loft. Buy one of these dinners on Tuesdays. Get the second one for only $5. It's melanzana night at the Pizza Loft. That is what the eggplant is, isn't it, melanzana?
I don't know.
You don't know you're Italian? You better get with it, mister. For takeout, delivery, and catering at the Davie location, it's 954-916. That was George that said that. 954-916-8880. And the brand new Pizza Loft is in Plantation. Oh! Long overdue that we had someplace in Plantation worth going over and over again, having a great meal. It's right behind Walgreens on the corner of Nob Hill and Sunrise, in that little strip shopping center behind Walgreens. And believe me, even though you can't see it from the street, it's a real treat. Right between Walgreens and the mobile station. Got it?
Got it.
That's kind of like a landmark there. There's the mobile a little bit down the street and the Walgreens, and right tucked in between in the strip shopping center is the Pizza Loft, and they got the same delicious food and the same great deals at the Plantation location is in Davie. I get them confused. For takeout and delivery in Plantation, call 954-382-1999. What would I know about Plantation anyway? 954-382-1999. Both outstanding restaurants in Broward. The world-flaming Pizza Loft. You'll love it.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
MORON.
Would you dance if I asked you to dance?
Yes.
Just for fun. Would you hop on my back?
Okay.
Darling, please make me feel fine.
Brrr.
Would you invade my hole tonight?
Okay.
Would you tremble if I touched your lips? Would you laugh if I humped your hips? Now I just die if you did the thing I love by invading my hole tonight. It looks just like a 0, baby.
Oh!
I know I might expect some pain.
Rectum.
It will be easier on me, baby, if you could find the K and Y. If we danced, would you unbuckle my pants?
Uh-huh.
Would you cry if I held my butt high?
I need some action!
Oh, darling, please make me feel fine and just invade my hole tonight.
You notice how Gilbert fit right in there, so to speak?
Oh, please invade my hole tonight.
Oh, I just checked, Gilbert, and Enrique says the answer is still no. 1047 at 560 WQAM. Our audience right on top of it. A merchant is responsible for the charges that result from a stolen card. It's the responsibility of the merchant to establish proof the card does in fact belong to the card holder, the buyer. I take credit cards over the internet, which is a high risk. I get about 4 chargebacks per month stolen cards. Thank you very much. Very, very much. And here's another one. There are different rules pertaining to liability responsibilities for credit card usage. If the merchant is an internet or mail order, telephone order merchant, there are no effective ways they can authenticate the identity of the consumer making the purchase, nor is there usually a signature to go with the purchase. When there's a fraudulent transaction that takes place, the merchant is liable for the transaction and any penalties associated with the transaction. In the physical world, there's usually a signature associated with the transaction, even if the transactions are fraudulent when the cardholder is responsible for $50 of the transaction amount, while the issuer is responsible for the rest. In most cases, the issuer waives the $50 responsibility. Thank you very much, Mike. Carlos with a K. Remember Carlos with a K from yesterday?
Yes.
Rhymes with say. He says, how about Cruel Intentions 1 and 2?
I wrote them down already, but whatever. Yeah.
Well, if you're going to write these down, let me know about it.
Well, I'm just staying ahead of the game so that I can give them to Carlos so that we don't fall behind.
I see. Cruel Intentions 1 and 2? Or just Cruel Intentions?
There was a hot kiss in one of them.
Well, I'm just putting down Cruel Intentions. Now, here's a fact that's very important, and it goes to show that even though we have two computer aces here, computer nerds, that we still need the audience to be monitoring them at all times very carefully. Because we're not perfect. Even Eric's not perfect. I went to your site to vote for the Summer of 42, and it appears that Eric, as in error, Eric has listed Summer Lovers twice and left out Summer of 42. Wanted to let you know. Thank you very, very much again. Now let me just monitor this, okay? We're monitoring you, Eric.
I'm looking. I think they're
I see Summer of 42 with 5 votes.
I see Summer Lovers only once.
So like I said, I retract my thank you very, very much and, whatever. Maybe they just couldn't find it, you know? I'm looking at Summer 42 right now. It's got 5 votes. Didn't get mine. Whatever happened to Gary Grimes? He just disappeared, huh?
I guess I don't know.
He just disappeared. What a shame. Pretty Baby, says ped, as in pedophile, I guess.
I wrote that on there.
Oh, I see.
My comment.
Pretty Baby, Brooke Shields is most definitely naked in this one.
She's like 11.
Down. And Lolita, I like the original with Sue Ann Lyon. It says, that was the one with James Mason?
I see a theme.
That was the one with James Mason?
Was it?
I believe.
I don't think I ever saw it.
You never saw James Mason and Sue Ann Lyon and Lolita? Maybe you never saw Judy Garland and James Mason in Star is Born.
You're right, I didn't.
Ah! Oh my God! And I'm going to tell you, there's another. That would be a good movie for poll too. Movies that had no business being remade. And I'll tell you one right now.
Well,
speaking of Mo, La Cage aux Folles. What was the name of the Robin Williams? That's where he got that faggot horn or whatever that thing is from.
The Birdcage.
The Birdcage. If ever there was a movie that it was a crime to remake, that was it. And what was the Hitchcock movie, that fag remake of some Hitchcock movie that everybody said, why did they do that?
Well, they might have been Psycho like 3 times.
It was Psycho, you're right. It might have been Rear Window.
I don't recall them remaking that one.
What's that?
Rear Window.
No, it was you forget about it. You weren't with me on that. I think Roger Vadim's In God Created Woman with Rebecca De Mornay was a very sensual film. What was the movie she was in that I liked so much? Where she played the housekeeper, the nanny?
Hand That Rocks the Canadian.
Oh, I love that movie a lot.
It was just fine.
It wasn't sexy or erotic or anything, but it was
just fine.
It was good. It was like a scary, you know. And she played a real bitch. The hand that rocks the canoodle. Anyway, it says Roger Vadim's In God Created Woman with Rebecca De Mornay was sensual. I also think Roger Vadim's In God Created Woman with Brigitte Bardot in 1957 was very erotic. The only similarity between the two was the title and the director. Huh? So what do we do about that?
Write down In God Created Woman and let them
fight over which one they're talking about. Yeah, because we can't, the list is only limited to 7,000 names. Because even Eric we wouldn't want to do that to, would we? Well, don't answer, Carlos. Here are 2 from somebody else. Since Sirens, there are 2 movies with this name. Another one with 2 movies with the same name. Good God.
Good choice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, let me write it down. Now, how do we differentiate?
I want to change my vote.
It says this one has Ellie McPherson, Tara McPherson, Tara Fitzgerald, and several other chicks. Very lesbianic scenes about a preacher's wife seduced into the erotic life in early 1900s Australia. In other words, down under.
Portia de Rossi, who is a lesbian in real life from Ally McBeal, she's in there, all naked.
But
yes, that too.
Then, just as we were gaining a little steam there, a little momentum, it says it has Hugh Grant and Sam Neill in it. But fortunately, they're not directly involved in any of the erotic scenes. Well, thank the Lord.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Notorious by their absence during any nakedness.
Hugh Grant. Blah. What is the story? He must have naked pictures of Queen Elizabeth,
Actually, he was well cast in that because he was supposed to be like a really dorky minister.
That's him.
Preacher, and
That's him.
Perfect
kind of like Luis on Passions, a real dork. Belle de Jour from 1967 with Catherine Deneuve at her most awesome. Remember Catherine Deneuve?
Si.
What were those spots you used to do on TV? They used to run like every 10 minutes. I'm Captain Deneuve. Remember that?
No, Estee Lauder, one of those.
Something like that. One of those things.
She was also in The Hunger with Susan Sarandon, which was hot. At least one
She plays a surgeon's wife who works in a bordello for kicks. She likes her sex rough and degrading, very hot for a very arty movie. Belle de Jour. You got it down?
Yep.
Boy, we got a big list here. And a lot of homework for you people to be doing over the weekend. They're going to be out there renting tapes like crazy, or maybe just stealing. Getting a few bootlegs from George. What was that movie we were going to get a bootleg copy of and you never did?
I did, but I never watched it. 8 Mile.
Oh my God. Oh, excuse me.
I wouldn't even watch it for free.
I know my 8 Mile, okay? I know my 8 Mile in Telegraph. I know 8 Mile in Detroit, even though I haven't been there in a long time. I know it like the palm of your hand, okay? And if there's one place I don't want to return to ever, it's Detroit. Pre-1967, one of the world's great, exciting, vibrant, happening places. Post-1967, you wouldn't drop a turd in that town. That's how degrading and disgusting that city is, okay? How's the poll coming, Neil? I'm glad you asked. What was the most erotic movie, not X-rated, you've ever seen? Body Heat. Now, what the hell was Body Heat? Because I didn't see it, I don't think.
Murder mystery, Kathleen Turner and William Hurt have an affair and wind up killing her husband.
I thought you said Kathleen Turner wasn't in it.
No, that was not in it. The other one. Kathleen Turner is Body Heat.
Can we get this straightened out?
The Postman Always Rings
Twice
was the one that they said was Kathleen Turner, but it's not. It's Jessica Lange. But Kathleen Turner and her tiny but perky titties were in Body Heat.
My head is spinning from this. My head is spinning. Anyway, Body Heat's got 35. 9.5 Weeks has got 31. Blue Lagoon, those are the only two really getting a big number. Way down to Blue Lagoon 13. Of course, that's a long time ago, Blue Lagoon.
Right.
What year would you say that was?
I don't know. I saw it in the theater, though.
70-something?
No, well, maybe right around 80, more or less.
I'll look it up when I feel like it. Basic Instinct 10, Unfaithful 10, and everybody else is like single digits after that.
1980.
What did I just say? What did I say?
1980.
Here's Miami. Hello.
Uncle Neil.
That was a lucky guess. Yes, sir.
Hope you're feeling better.
I am, thank you.
Okay, you mentioned Pulp Fiction, but Tarantino made another one, Reservoir Dog. Did you ever see that movie?
That was an erotic movie?
Yeah, in sorts. Mr. Green and Mr. Blue and Mr.
In
Red.
sorts? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
It was erotic?
Sure. In a sense. It was great.
Okay. You're always telling me I should see that movie, but nobody ever told me that it was erotic.
I'm not telling you should see that movie.
Yes, you have.
No.
You said as soon as I finish with Schindler's List and the other one.
Born on the 4th of July.
No, Born on the 4th of July, and what's the one that Jason was always trying to get me to watch? Shawshank Redemption.
No.
As soon as I finish with those three, I should watch whatever he just said, Reservoir Dog.
You've never heard me recommend a Quentin Tarantino movie to you.
Oh! Excuse me. But it certainly wasn't erotic.
No. It was about a bank robbery, and he's a crazy person.
Oh, that guy was the crazy guy. You're right. You didn't even realize that, did you? That was the crazy guy.
I knew it was a crazy guy.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
You get a lot of it. Sports! With Neil Rogers on Sports Hole Radio, WQAM.
I want to tell you the truth about the interview with me. A lot of it was lies. Now from my own mouth, here it is. On my magic tree branch at Neverland Ranch. Ooh, I sit and write my songs all day and I don't wear my pants. Little boys sleep over, I tuck them in my bed. I give them milk and cookies, though that's not what lawyers said. My nose almost fell off from plastic surgery. And my natural black skin can't be white enough for me. I prefer water balloons over making love. I have never touched a breast without wearing my glove. Making love is messy. For me, it's a no-no. That's why I sent all of my sperm FedEx to Debbie Rowe. Tatum O'Neal attacked me. She ripped off all my clothes. I've only had 2 plastic surgeries on my nose. Not because it looked bad, but because I couldn't smell. And if you don't believe me, you can freaking go to hell and party with the devil, Tommy Mottola. Ooh, since Pepsi put my hair on fire, I drink Coca-Cola. Come on.
11:02 at 560 WQM. Happy Tuesday to you. Risky Business has very erotic scenes, says one of our chronic nutfaxers. What do you think?
Well, it does have an erotic scene or 3.
Okay, Risky Business, get it on there. Now this one I find most amusing, I guess. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Porkies is what it says. I love the scene where the female gym teacher starts howling like a wolf and the smell of jockstrap. She jumps on the other teacher right in the middle of the class, up in the orifice. Huh?
As played by Kim Cattrall, the famous Kim Cattrall.
Yes.
Whatever. They have a shower scene.
It says, very sexy, I'm serious. And you're agreeing with that?
Well, it's a comedy, but that doesn't mean that it can't have sexy
Porkies,
scenes.
well,
in
how
it.
about American Pie? I'm sure that maybe there were people found scenes in that erotic, huh?
Pie. Hey, you don't want me to argue with these people. I'm not going to.
And what was that silly movie Josh Hartnett was in there, 40 Days and Nights or whatever that was?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
I mean, these are comedy movies. They're not, just because there's like a breast here or a hint of a penis there or a
rectum
there, doesn't, to each its own. I guess some of these were getting from the real desperados,
Are we putting that one up there?
What?
The Porkies?
Of course not.
Oh,
Why, you
okay.
think that was erotic?
Hell no.
Jeez, it was erratic, not erotic. What was the most erotic movie you've ever seen, not X-rated? What a list we got. Blue Lagoon, Last Tango in Paris, Paradise, Mulholland. Now, how's that doing, by the way, Paradise? That was a real cheesy rip-off of Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
Not doing too good, I don't. Look at that. Where the hell is it? Got no votes. Oh. Yeah, Willie Ames and Scott Baio shoots. Squirt. That's what I'm hearing. Anyway, Paradise, Mulholland Drive, Summer Lovers, Fatal Attraction, Chocolat. I bet you Carlos didn't like that one. 9.5 Weeks, Basic Instincts, Wild Orchid, The Postman Always Rings, Twice Unfaithful, The Two Moon Junction, Body Heat, Out of Sight, Summer 42. The Summer Knows. Remember Squirmy. Swept Away, Body of Evidence, Sea of Love. Boy, I looked all over. I sure hope Elvis makes a comeback. You want to know why?
Why's that?
Because I got more Elvis music up here than you can shake a stick at. Remember there was the 25th anniversary of his death? And I played all that Elvis music and I spent all of this money. Oh, that must be nuts. See, I could have stolen, I could have found other ways to get that music.
Right.
But I have no audio capabilities on my computer. Why would I want to have audio on a computer here? It's only a radio show. It's only a radio station. God forbid we should do that. And you want to know why I don't have it?
I give up. Why?
Because it would have cost a couple of more bucks.
Well.
And Bob Vermouth, sure. And far be it from me to bitch. I got beautiful little studio here. Everything is primo and works a lot better than the crap you guys got there. Let me tell you that right now.
So you've said.
Swept Away, Body of Evidence, Sea of Love, Return to the Blue Lagoon. Did he put that on or was that, huh?
I don't know.
It's got a vote.
Okay.
It's got a vote. Somebody must have liked somebody in there. Monsters Balls, Angel Heart, Personal Best, Body Double, Striptease, Embrace of a Vampire, Wild Things, The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with a C. Now, was that the Grace from Passions? Could have been.
It was a disgrace.
In fact, I wish Grace would take her tomato soup cake and fall in the sea with that. Good Passions today, by the way. As we find Ivy at the bottom of the stairs in that wheelchair. Sliver, Exotica, Pretty Baby, Lolita, Cruel Intentions, and God Created Woman, Sirens, Belle de Jour. What did I leave off?
I don't know. I gave my list to Carlos.
No, but I just left off one that I just told you.
Frisky Business?
Frisky Business. Very good. That's it. That's where we are at the moment. And we got a real battle going on, but strictly a two-way battle. I don't like that. I hate that, because then they diddle around with it, you know? In fact, yeah, see, they're diddling around with it. It's 40-40 now. 9.5 weeks in Body Heat, each have 40, and then Blue Lagoon way back to 15. So they're diddling with it. And the poll, too. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
How about Amy? How you doing?
Okay.
How about Mr. Goodbar? Or American Graffiti?
American Graffiti was erotic?
Yeah, with Richard Sear. Remember, he was American Gigolo. I'm sorry. Jeez, American.
Oh, American Gigolo. American Graffiti was like a Ronnie Howard movie. It was like Happy Days Part 2.
Right?
American Gigolo?
American Gigolo was with Richard Gere.
Oh, with Richard Gere. Good God.
Richard Sphere.
Okay, let's put it down. Richard the Sphincter. Yeah, we got it.
What about, the credit card thing? I want to kind of talk to you about. The deal is that if you have the credit card in your hand and you swipe it through the machine, if you're the merchant, you're not responsible for that money. It's only if you take a credit card over the phone or over the internet is when the merchant is responsible for it. So if someone steals your credit card and goes somewhere and, hands it to someone, they can charge whatever they want, and the merchant is not responsible for it. The credit card company still pays them the money because it's not their responsibility.
That's not what those two faxes said.
Yeah, it did. If you actually read it, it just basically says that, if it's done over the internet without a signature, that the merchant is responsible. It's like when you call in for a hotel reservation and they say, give me your credit card number, and they say, I'm going to charge it if you cancel. They really can't charge your card because they never actually had the card holder, there swiping the card in the machine. That's why when you get to the hotel, they always ask you for the imprint of the card.
Right.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just pretty simple. If you have the credit card in your hand and you swipe it through the machine, you're not responsible for it. But if it's taken over the phone, that's another thing. I mean, you have to pay for that.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, bye.
I think, don't you think I should say thanks a lot? Because now I have no idea what we're talking about.
Right. What?
I thought we had it down pat with those other two faxes that agreed, and he's saying I think the opposite. Isn't what he's saying the opposite of what the faxes said, I believe?
I'm confused.
So we got American Gigolo with Richard Gere. See, I don't understand that. How can any movie that Richard Gere be in, unless, of course, now who else was in that? Sharon Stone?
I never saw American Gigolo.
Come on, look it up, Carl. I could look it up. The only problem I have, beside the fact his book weighs 6,000 pounds, is the fact that the print is so tiny. This is what tells me whether I'm still alive or not. The fact that I can still read the print in this book
without your Magnavisions.
Lauren Hutton.
American Graffiti. Richard Dreyfuss. Oh, I'm looking at American Graffiti.
Lauren Hutton.
Will you calm down? Don't get so hysterical. Richard Gere, Lauren Hutton, Hector Elizondo, Nina Van Pallant, Bill Duke, and Brian Davies. Well, who the hell is Lauren Hutton? We know who that is. Who is she?
She is an actress, a model, and an actress.
Yeah, and
old.
Old? Well, the movie is like, I could open up the book again and see what year it was. Right. It's an old freaking movie. Put it down, okay, American Gigolo. I already give that guy a shot. Give him a little shot.
I'm not arguing with any of these people.
5670560. We're going to have a gigantic poll here today, folks, and everybody's invited to hop right on it. Hop on our poll. Just to piss off that, contrary guy, that schmuck, that jackass. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got a couple for you. Okay, one is sort of like Richard Gere movie. The guy in the movie ain't that great. That's Woody Harrelson, but in the People vs. Larry Flint, there's a lot of hot scenes in that movie with all those girls that, with that Hustler publication in there.
Okay.
And the second is for all the brothers out there, Jungle Fever. I mean, there's some pretty hot scenes in there,
Jungle Fever?
Yeah, with, Wesley Snipes and Annabella Sor. I can't pronounce her last name. Snorra, yeah.
Snorra?
Yeah, it showed a lot of scenes where him and her were together in bed and all that. It was sort of like the first black-white movie that ever came out on TV. There's a lot of hot, exclusive scenes in that thing.
Okay, thanks a lot, pal.
Got it.
We got you down. People versus Larry Flint and Jungle Fever and whatever. Here's an article by Ariana Huffington who about once every 5 years says something that makes sense and the rest of the time is a raving right-wing lunatic. What is this? Well, this fact says, do, this goes out to Mo. How about The Crying Game? How about it?
I never saw it. I understand it's got faggery and cross-dressing. That's all I know.
Well, in that case, The Crying Game.
All right.
Get it on that list immediately, if not sooner. How about Bully?
Yes.
Bully?
You'd not be bored
like it.
with Bully. Bully was
what?
Great for a lot of reasons.
Oh. Is that woolly bully?
Yeah, it was a little bit woolly, as a matter of fact.
Here's Ethan who says, I'm not sure if anybody mentioned this one. It's called Bound. We got Bully now, right? Bound, starring Jennifer Tilly as a mob boss's wife and Gina Gershon as her lesbian next-door neighbor.
Yeah.
They fall in love, plan to kill her mob husband. Great lesbian scenes. This is the first film directed by the Wachowski brothers, directors of The Matrix. Bound. Got it? Bound? Bully and Bound. I think we're getting to a theme here.
And the lesbian scenes could have been hotter, but nevertheless.
I see. Oh, I see. This is a book. Have you read this book, Arianne Huffington, Pigs at the Trough? How corporate greed and political corruption are undermining America. Might be good, because every now and then, like I said, she does something lucid and makes a little bit of sense, and then the rest of the time she reverts to her origins again. Like that crazy thing about the SUVs and the gas and all of that. Oh my goodness. It just makes you want to sit down and cry. I mean, where's the logic in that? We're helping terrorists by buying SUVs. What difference does it make whether you're getting 10 miles to a gallon or 20 miles to a gallon? You're still buying gas.
As a matter of fact, if you're buying any product, it was transported here with gas.
Right. I mean, come on, Ariana, get a life, sweetheart. Understand that you've had some real tough times and your husband was a fag, but that's beside the point.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Don't you remember he ran for governor or something in California and then he finally got outed and the whole deal there? Yeah.
No.
Well, he was. See, you learned something. It's just barely 11 o'clock.
I'm writing it down.
12 minutes after 11 at 560 WQAM. Showdown Iraq. There's Nick Robertson over there. Showdown. See, we haven't hardly mentioned that at all today. And don't we feel better for it? I mean, what is there to say anymore, you know? What is there to say?
Nothing. Get lots of
We're going in, whatever resolution it takes, however much arm twisting and pulling it takes, and we know that Bush has got naked pictures of Tony Blair and a moose, and Prince Charles. They're all in there together doing it. They're humping it. And that's the way it is, as Walter Cronkite would say. He's still alive, you know?
Yeah.
Barely. He don't look too good. 13 past 11 and always in better shape than David Brinkley. Hey, ever been presented with an opportunity when you shoulda, coulda, woulda done something but didn't do it? You couldn't pull the trigger fast enough and get it done? There's an incredible Fannie Mae mortgage rate out there. You really ought to consider taking advantage of it, 3.45%. And this rate's available to you by calling Financial Group at 1-800-940-5363. If you were to compare a 7% rate with 3.45%, you'd save yourself $3,500 in the first year alone for each $100,000 you owe. $100,000 cost you only $447 a month. This is an opportunity that won't last. It's a 40-year low. So if you've been thinking about refinancing or buying a home, this is what you ought to do. Call Financial Group first at 1-800-940-5363. The process is simple, and the call is absolutely positively free. 1-800-940-LEND. Financial Group has been an equal housing lender to thousands of borrowers just like you with this Fannie Mae program. Credit restrictions do apply, and rates are subject to change if you delay. 5.34 APR. Call Financial Group today at 1-800-940-LEND.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Hi, this is Jim. Love your show, Neil. Love you. Love you.
His name is Joe, he's got a show on Fox pretending he's rich. But I grew up with Joe, so I should know. I caught him sometimes he'd pitch. It's okay, I guess, 'cause I wore a dress. I thought he was mine. All that candlelight and wine. He's a handsome guy, and that's no lie. But here's the truth, I swear it. I walked in on him and some guy named Jim with a peeled gigantic carrot. And he's got smelly feet, and his hair's full of grease. Here's another treat. He's got a fetish for geese. He made love to duckies, and he never did care. And he wears Mrs. Pac-Man underwear. When he's alone, he dresses up like Cher.
11:18 at 560 WQM. Here's a credit card professional, somebody that might know the real answer to our question. Hello.
Neil, how are you this morning?
Pretty good, sir.
Good. I was in an appointment, didn't hear the original question, but I heard that gentleman's answer, and he was incorrect. If I could ask you, what was the original question you had about the credit card?
The original question was if somebody steals your credit cards and you're not responsible, or maybe only responsible for the first $50, where does that leave the merchant? In other words, somebody has to pay for the merchandise or be responsible. Where does the merchant come in?
Okay, if someone hands the merchant a stolen credit card,
right,
and they swipe the card through their machine, and the person signs a receipt, the merchant is stuck on the hook not only for the goods, but they will charge back his account for the credit card money if it is advanced to him. The merchant is the one who is stuck.
Okay.
Under all circumstances like that.
Okay. Yeah, I had two faxes saying exactly what you're saying, and this guy, knows it better than the rest of us. Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good one.
You too. There you go. 3 out of 4 can't be wrong, right?
Sure.
This fax, though, leaves me limp.
Which one?
The one you just faxed me. How about Poison Ivy? Drew Barrymore is so hot. Oh, man.
Once upon a time.
She's almost as hot as Tom Green. Drew Barrymore is hot?
She used to be before she got all skanked out.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Stop. She's not even lukewarm. Even Luke Easter was hotter than her, okay? You don't even know who that is.
No.
Anybody remember Luke Easter?
No.
Besides Dick Feinberg at Pompano Park? Drew Barrymore is so hot. Okay, Poison Ivy, what do you say?
I already wrote it down.
Did you?
Just for them. I mean, just to humor them.
It has its scenes.
Does it really? You've seen it?
Yep.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Don't let me forget this great article, Behind the Great Divide by Paul Krugman, which I'm going to read right now.
Hey, don't forget that article.
By Paul Krugman?
Yeah, that's the one.
From today's New York Times?
Across the Great Divide.
Are you interrupting again?
No, not me.
I think Mo had a real good point about you.
Yes.
There's been much speculation why Europe and the U.S. are suddenly at such odds. Is it about culture, about history? But I haven't seen much discussion of an obvious point. We have different views partly because we see different news. Let's back it up. Many Americans now blame France for the chill in U.S.-European relations. There is even talk of boycotting French products. But France's attitude isn't exceptional. Last Saturday's huge demonstrations confirmed polls that show deep distrust of the Bush administration and skepticism about an Iraq war in all major European nations, whatever position their governments may take. In fact, the biggest demonstrations were in countries whose governments are supporting the Bush administration, a.k.a. Italy and Spain. There were big demonstrations in America, too, but distrust of the U.S. overseas has reached such a level, even among our British allies, that a recent British poll ranked the U.S. as the world's most dangerous nation, way ahead of North Korea and Iraq. So why don't other countries see the world the way we do? News coverage is a large part of the answer. Eric Alterman's new book, What Liberal Media, doesn't stress international comparisons, but the difference between the news reports Americans and Europeans see is a stark demonstration of his point. At least compared with their foreign counterparts, the liberal U.S. media are strikingly conservative and in this case hawkish. I'm not mainly talking about the print media. There are differences, but the major national newspapers in the U.S. and the U.K. at least seem to be describing the same reality. Most people, though, get their news from TV, and there the difference is immense. The coverage of Saturday's anti-war rally was a reminder of an extent to which the U.S. cable news in particular seems to be reporting about a different planet than the one covered by foreign media. What would someone watching cable news have seen? On Saturday, news anchors on Fox described the demonstrators in New York as the usual protesters or serial protesters. CNN wasn't quite so dismissive, but on Sunday morning, the headline on the network's website read, Anti-War Rallies Delight Iraq, and the accompanying picture showed marchers in Baghdad, not London or New York. This wasn't all the way the rest of the world's media reported Saturday's events, but it wasn't out of character. For months, both U.S. major cable news networks have acted as if the decision to invade Iraq has already been made and have in effect seen it as their job to prepare the American public for the coming war. So it's not surprising that the target audience is a bit blurry about the distinction between the Iraqi regime and al-Qaeda. Surveys show that a majority of Americans think that some or all of the 9/11 hijackers were Iraqi, while many believe that Saddam Hussein was involved in 9/11, a claim even the Bush administration has never made. And since many Americans think that the need for a war against Saddam is obvious, they think that Europeans who won't go along are cowards. Europeans who don't see the same things on TV are far more inclined to wonder why Iraq, rather than North Korea, or for that matter al-Qaeda, has become the focus of U.S. policy. That's why so many of them question American motives, suspecting that it's all about oil, or that the administration is simply picking out a convenient enemy it knows it can defeat. They don't see opposition to an Iraq war as cowardice. They see it as courage, a matter of standing up to the bullying Bush administration. There are two possible explanations for the great transatlantic media divide. One is that European media have a pervasive anti-American bias that leads them to distort news, even in countries like the UK, where the leaders of both major parties are pro-Bush and support an attack on Iraq. The other is that some U.S. media outlets operating in an environment in which anyone who questions the administration's foreign policy is accused of being unpatriotic have taken it as their assignment to sell the war, not to present a mix of information that might call the justification for war into question. So which is it? I've reported. You decide. Says Paul Krugman in today's New York Times. The usual protesters. Oh, that Fox, man. You can't complain about their news because they don't present any. Here's a call from Pembroke Park. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
One, looking for Mr. Goodbar.
Okay.
And the other, the credit card guy that just called you is absolutely correct. Even if a customer gives you the card and you take an ID from the card from the guy, and they dispute that charge, the merchant is still responsible.
They're still stuck.
And still stuck for it. And also, have you ever watched the Subway ads when the Jared guy is on there for the diet thing? If you look at the bottom of the screen where they have a little tagline, it says Subway is a registered trademark of the American Medical Association.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. I don't know. But I've watched it and I saw that.
I'll tell you one thing, if I see Jared one more time, I'm going to puke my guts out. I can't stand him.
Yeah, I mean, I started to think maybe the American Medical Association owns Subway somewhat. But on the bottom of the tagline, it says, Subway is a registered trademark of American Medical Association.
I'll tell you, I'm going to find out about that because I got a friend that owns 2 Subway franchises, and I will find out.
Alrighty.
Thanks a lot, pal.
Bye.
See ya. See, there's 4 out of 5 on the credit cards. Now let me ask you this. Would you eat Subway? 26 past... You don't have to answer the question. It was a rhetorical question, okay?
Well, it sounded pretty direct.
You want to look like Jared or whatever his name is?
I don't think I could if I tried.
Man, he bugs me.
A lot.
And then those spots up here, because Subway is a humongous franchise in Canada, I mean, it's just gigantic up here. And like every 10 seconds, there's Jared on your screen again, just bugging the crap out of you.
Jared, you're my hero.
You know, another year has come and gone, and it's middle of February already, but a lot of people are still getting their life back together for the new year, and as a result, they want to get everything looking in tip-top shape. How do you do that? One of the ways is to call my good paisans at Dry Concepts. What a job they do. When your carpets don't look brand new, these people will come in without the expense of buying brand new carpeting and make them look like you just had new carpeting laid right on the floor. And there's nothing like getting laid right on the floor. That's right, they really look and smell just like brand new, lemony fresh, because they dry clean your carpets. They're the only company in the world that does this, and believe me, you will see and feel the difference, and smell, and all these other things. And the same for your carpeting. For your drapery rather, expensive area rugs, and your upholstery as well. All your good stuff. They make it look just like brand new. And if you have a problem with pet odors, mildew odors caused by water damage, like a magic wand, they'll wave it right in your room and make it go away, and just like brand new. So if you want to get a great deal, always at a guaranteed written price that they give you before they start the job, do what I've been doing in my house for over 20 years, and everybody else with a brain is doing. Catch on to the secret of Dry Concepts because they are simply the best in the world. Call them toll free. They won't let you down. Call 1-800-248-5071. 1-800-248-5071 or log on to their website at dryconcepts.com. Don't forget, with Dry Concepts, you can clean today and entertain tonight.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
There's a butt. I smell it.
Rectum.
Strange stories have been going around. A certain movie star doing something queer. The gerbil didn't get in there by itself. You should have left the habit on the shelf. Richard Gere and rodent meat. Please stay away from my pet parakeet. When your love life is dull, there's no need to suffer. Just head down to the pet shop for another lover. Come on and do the Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Everyone knows American Juggalo.
Yes.
Everyone knows American Juggalo.
11:32 at 560 WQM. He leaves me limp, man. Richard Gere. He makes me nauseous. Him and Bruce Willis. There's just a few of those guys. And of course, with the majority of the heterosexual population out there, if there's a sex scene in a movie like this, like we're talking about today, or even in a porno movie, they don't care what the guy looks like anyway.
Maybe it makes them feel better about themselves if the guy's really grotesque.
You mean like Ron Jeremy? Oh, sorry,
just
Ron.
Like that.
Sorry, Ronnie, you disgusting fat hairy pig. Anyway, in the realm of the senses, did you see this one?
Yeah, I never heard of it, but I wrote it down.
Language Japanese, subtitles English. In the realm of the senses, there's this story of an ex-prostitute who becomes involved in an obsessive love affair with the master of the household where she is employed as a servant. In the realm of the senses, okay?
All right.
And Lynn Samuels is okay. She's alive. By the way, Muff, I got your facts. Excellent. I'm impressed. That's all I'm going to say. Because you said don't say nothing.
Okay.
Well, don't ask any questions. Got it, Muff. Looks fine. Have a nice day. Dressed to Kill, somebody says. What does it say here? From Sean. Not the chronic Sean from Hollywood, but some other Sean. It says, 2 movies, Dressed to Kill with Angie Dickinson, that had the shower scene at the beginning. And what about the scene in the taxi cab? Didn't they do it in the cab?
Yeah, I guess.
You didn't see Dressed to Kill?
Yeah, 100 years ago.
Oh, come on. That was an excellent movie with Michael Caine.
Yeah, it was great.
And Angie Dickinson.
Mm-hmm.
Before she knew Larry King.
And her body double.
Right. And No Way Out with Kevin Costner, it says, the sex scene in a limo. No Way Out, we put that down too, but Kevin Costner was in it. Oh.
Hey, he's no Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, there's another one.
Right.
See, I get the feeling like I don't, and Lynn Samuels says the most erotic sex scene she ever saw in a movie was in Don't Look Now.
Okay.
Got it down?
Don't Look Now.
Don't Look Now.
My.
What was the most erotic movie you've ever seen, not X-rated? 9.5 weeks, 46, Body Heat, 43,
By the way,
battle. Yes?
Speaking of 9.5 weeks and Mickey Rourke.
Yes?
Kim Basinger said of her episode filming that movie with Mickey Rourke.
That he smelled bad?
That he smelled really bad. He didn't bathe. He had bad personal hygiene.
Wow, what a surprise. Kane Ovell.
So,
big deal. Blue Lagoon, at least he lived up to his billing anyway. 9.5 weeks, 46, Body Heat, 43. Blue Lagoon way in third place, way on the ESN, 21. Basic Instinct, 16. Last Tango in Paris, 14. I never saw that. Must have been highly overrated, huh?
Highly overrated.
And very old, ancient. Wild Orchid, 14. Fatal Attraction, 13. Unfaithful, 12. Mulholland Drive, 10. Now we're talking. Monsters Balls, 9. Summer Lovers, 8. Two Moon Cockamoon Junction, 8. Postman Always Comes Twice, 8. Wild Things, 8. And Summer 42, 7. Down from there it goes. Got it?
Got it.
As we're building. Now see, this is the way to do it, Carlos, unlike the way we did it yesterday, which is okay. We had almost 850 votes, something like that, you know. But this is better. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
As if you had a choice. My phone is ringing. There must be a package downstairs. Can you hear my phone ringing in the back?
No.
Good golly, that was scary. I damn near jumped out of the seat right here in the middle of the show. Phone is ringing in the other room. Yeah. Or maybe it could be, Ed McMahon, or it could be Jeff Cohen from the Pizza Loft.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, Jeff.
I'm sorry to hear that you aren't feeling good. I was late to hear.
Yeah, well, you're usually a little bit behind the 8 balls.
That's true. How are you feeling all right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm coming along. Not bad.
I need you to at least make it till the plantation store is doing good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, need to keep me alive for another few months until I get that thing up to speed in Plantation.
Right.
Nob Hill and Sunrise in Plantation. Go in there and buy a bunch of food because he's feeding the Rimmers for free.
Don't leave me hanging, dude. Get better.
I won't.
Listen, I needed to use you a little bit for a change.
Well, for a change? How unusual, yeah.
Right. I just got a delivery from City Furniture. My 2 little kids got beds. They put them together in the wrong rooms, and I can't get through to them on their phone number. I was on hold for 15 minutes, and nobody's answering. If my kids come home from school and their beds are in the wrong room, they're going to be traumatized and never want to go back to City Furniture.
Well, a big burly guy like you, why don't you just move around yourself?
They got to be put together and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was hoping somebody from City Furniture might hear this and call.
Okay, all you people at City Furniture, Jeff Cohen from the Pizza Loft is pissed off and he's giving you some bad publicity on the air. And he would like for
publicity. In fact, as a matter of fact, if they could respond so quick to put the beds where they're supposed to be before my kids get out of school, that would be wonderful.
Right, and then you might even feed them for free for a while.
My pleasure. I already took care of their drivers because I wasn't there.
Just like the Rimmers.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Anyway, I appreciate you letting me use you once again. Stay healthy.
Anytime.
And do some exercise, man. We've talked about it in the past.
Say goodbye, Jeff.
Bye, Neil.
Okay, Jeff Cohn from the Pizza Loft, real freeloader. But at any rate, people at City Furniture, take care of him because he can be really dangerous, you know. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. So we had two tremendous, like almost personal calls. Fat Rich yesterday to tell us that Brian Sears won 8 races at Pompano Park on last Saturday night, and that this Saturday is the big Isla Capri final, and they're having a big night, and he had the 2 over to 147, and the 6 broke. And then we had Jeff Cohen just now asking for a personal favor about his kids' furniture. Doesn't that make you feel like really loved and wanted?
And useful?
Yeah. Well, you know, like he said, at least he was honest about it. As long as you're still alive, Neil, let me use you and get the plantation store up to speed,
right,
and let me see if you can't straighten out my furniture problem from City Furniture. Which, why the hell not? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hi, how are you, Neil?
Okay.
First of all, before I tell you the films, you were talking about Alfred Hitchcock before, and I think someone said Rear Window was not remade as a movie. I've never seen it, but it was remade, and actually they had a perfect casting. They had Christopher Reeve in the wheelchair.
Oh, that's right, that thing.
You're
I
right.
can't forget.
You're absolutely right.
And
that was another one that never should have been remade.
No.
Right. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of them. Also, before I tell you my films, you might have to take off Last Tango in Paris if you're saying that not X-rated film.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was X-rated.
That was an X-rated film.
Yeah.
I hate to burst all those people's bubbles and Marlon Brando, but that was an X-rated film.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, take that off of there, please, Eric. I thought about that at first, and then I thought, well, nobody else said anything, so I'll just dummy up, but you're right.
Okay. The 3 that I would like to mention, a couple of them while I've been on the phone, you've already mentioned Bound.
Right.
Someone just mentioned Dress to Kill, which also had Nancy Allen. And another film, The Hunger.
Hunger?
The Hunger with Susan Sarandon and Catherine Deneuve.
Oh, and Catherine Deneuve?
And David Bowie.
And David Bowie, that's right. Yeah, it was.
Oh my God!
But he was not really he was not in that erotic scene.
No. I wonder who was the butchest one in that movie. It sure wasn't him.
Actually, it was an excellent not vampire. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah, it was very
Okay,
good.
thanks a lot, Pally.
Have a great day.
And back to you. 20 till noon at 560 WQM. The list is it's just getting bigger and expanding and just growing like the Jack and the Beanstalk. You know, for years I've been telling you about the health benefits of Oleomed. Look at a healthy guy like me, for example.
Right.
And I keep telling you, what?
Huh?
Well, if they would send me some of the stuff, I'd pop it in my puss, okay? At this point, I'll take anything. And I keep telling you because this stuff really works for a lot of people out there. Oleomed soft gels contain pharmaceutical-grade olive oil, not just ordinary pedestrian olive oil, but super concentrated, loaded with health benefits. Oleomed every day can help reduce the risk of heart disease and high cholesterol, plus there are 14 different Oleomed products to choose from. Each one contains pharmaceutical-grade olive oil combined with vitamins, minerals, and herbals to support specific health needs, from bones to blood pressure to your immune system. Just choose the formulas that are right for you. And now we got 3 brand new formulas from Oleomed, one to help you sleep, one to help you control your weight, and CoQ10, which, trust me when I tell you, is very important for your heart. My heart's good, by the way. I got a good squeeze. You'll find Oleomed at Publix, at Eckerd's, Walgreens, Whole Food Markets, Navarro, and Sedano's. You can order it online at oleomedamerica.com. For information, call toll-free 1-866-OLEOMED, and they'll tell you all of their different products and where you can stick them. 1-866-653-6633. Get your Oleomed today and start feeling healthier almost right away.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Have just tasted your snapper.
Chicken
11:45 at 560 WQAM. Here's a fax from somebody who sent this. Chris in Boca. Thank you, Chris. Your website is a treasure trove, and you're right. You are the man for this liberal, progressive radio syndicate. No. A chronic non-caller, Chris from Boca, who loves you. Educate the degenerate masses, please, if only to tweak the self-righteous. Raise the stakes, Al Franken Myers. And it's the same story again about how the liberals want to put together a radio network.
No.
No thanks. Not going back ever to that so-called topical change the world talk radio because there's no market for it. Liberals they're like ostriches. They have their heads in the sand, even like moderates. They're busy playing caca, and the idea that, especially after having a stroke, I'm going to stick my head out there. Let somebody else do it, okay?
Stick it out there.
Yeah, stick it out. When in doubt, stick it out. Thanks anyway, Chris, but the answer is still absolutely no. And you're right about the website. I only wish that more and more people would go on there and read our bedtime stories. Good stuff on there. Am I right?
Absolutely. Every day.
Even Carlos agrees. He's just astonished. I mean, you can find this stuff if you want to sit around and go to like 600 different websites to find it, but that's why we put it on there, so you don't have to do that. And also it gives Carlos and Eric a good excuse to scream at each other. Did you put The Lover with Jane March on the list?
Yes.
You did? Well, that's what it says here on this fax. We put The Lover with Jane March. Who is that?
Yeah, well, she's really cute, really hot.
Is she kin to Frederick March?
Unfortunately.
How about Hal March? Or the Ides of?
March.
Unfortunately what?
I don't know if it's that one or another one that she's in with Bruce Willis.
So close to lunchtime, too. The good news is that I looked for that candy wrapper, that almond brittle, and I couldn't find it. So I must have thrown it out in the trash.
Damn it.
Well, I'll go by the store, the convenience store next time, and of course I won't buy one at all, but I'll look at the label and see who the manufacturer is who makes it, because believe me, if you like candy, almond brittle, you have never in your life tasted. There are 2 big squares of it in each little pack. And by the time you get done with that, you'll say, I'm going to go back and buy 10 or 12 more of those. Damn it, those are just... See, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're all dying over here, because everything... Now, this story about healthy ice cream is on the website, which I'm not going to read it because it's too much bedtime stories, too much reading, but could eating ice cream make you healthier? If so, it might also make someone rich. There is growing interest in adding nutraceuticals, foods with medicinal properties, to ice cream. Nutraceuticals.
Okay.
See, I'm choking just from saying that. Getting them into ice cream is relatively easy, researchers say. The trick is to do it in such a way that the finished product still tastes like ice cream and not like fish, as has happened in some early experiments. Oh, how about for fish food?
Okay. A natural.
That might do it. There are a lot of people who don't want us to screw up their ice cream, says Bob Roberts, Associate Professor of Food Science at Penn State. These are the same people who say, I eat it because it tastes good. I don't eat it because it's good for me. Well, I mean, does anybody really eat anything because it's good for them unless they think it tastes good? I mean, I like broccoli, which you don't, but I don't eat it specifically because it's good for me. I eat it because it's supposed to be good for me, and I like the way it tastes.
There are probably some granola-minded people that do that kind of thing.
Oh, like Ewell Gibbons? He's dead. He's dead.
Did him a lot of good, didn't it?
Yeah. He's still dead. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I want to add a movie to your poll.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, the movie is Jade. I can't remember exactly the name of the lady that was in it, but Robert Caruso co-starred in it as well.
How old is that movie?
I think the movie is about... I think it came out in about 98, I think.
Because I'm not sure if it's too new to be in my book, but I'm looking for. There's Jam. There's Jacob Deliard. Jade. Yep. 1995, so it's 8 years old.
Not old.
And it starred cast David Caruso, Linda Fiorentino, Richard Crenna, Chaz Palminteri, Michael Biehn, and Donna Murphy. And we got it down. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Got it, Jade?
Got it, Jade.
A Friedkin, back to the, oh boy, this print is so small, back to the hackery of the Guardian. Indeed, from the prowling camera tour of the Baroque Oriental San Francisco mansion of a millionaire's playboy to the creepy choral music and jarring soundtrack, this ugly murder thriller pushes close to horror movie territory. How do you like that?
Well, anyway, go get it.
The print is too damn small. Man, it is teeny tiny. You're going to have to give me my Magnavision reading glass pretty soon, mister. Because I'm getting to be an old fart. 51 for 9.5 weeks. It's pulling away again. Look out. Body heat 44. Blue Lagoon 22. Small potatoes, Blue Lagoon. That's what they said about Chris Atkins in that movie, wasn't it? Small potatoes?
Well, the water was cold.
Is that what it was?
That's what
and what was he doing out there anyway? Here's Hialeah. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How about Showgirls?
Showgirls?
Yes.
How about them?
That stripping movie?
Yeah. You know that one, George?
Yeah, big controversy. Remember that?
No.
Elizabeth Berkley, Gina Gershon, a lot of nudity.
No.
The guy that wrote Basic Instinct took a lot of heat for it.
A lot of body heat?
Yeah. It was a bad movie, but it had a lot of naked women in it.
I beg your pardon?
Bad movie, but a lot of nudity.
Well, that's the point. We're not asking which was a good movie. See, why do you? What about Henry and June? That was on this Facts You Said. Did you put that? No.
Well, it was supposed to be an erotic movie. How's that?
But it wasn't.
There was a scene that was supposed to be erotic between. No, I can't think of the actress.
Henry Fonda and June Allison.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And it was pretty wet.
Is she still alive, by the way, June Allison?
I think so.
Lassie! Huh? Now, didn't she sell Depends? Was that June Allison, or was that somebody else?
I think it was. Well, at least our bit accuses her of selling Depends.
Yeah, it was June Allison. That's a long time ago, too, so I'm wondering if she's still around. Depends.
That's not the right one.
It's not?
No, the other one.
Oh, this
right
is
below it.
We launch in less than 10 days.
That's not even
We've
it
got
either.
servers, storage, databases. We need to be wireless ready in 6 months tops.
No, that's not
Finances on board.
Maybe it's June Allison for Depends.
Must be, yeah.
In fact, I don't even think it's in here. I think it's...
Oh, no. There
Huh?
it is.
Hi, I'm June Allison. Notice you haven't seen me in movies for a long time. That's because I always wet my pants. Remember my love scene with Jimmy Stewart in that Monty Stratton picture?
No.
I was soaked. Do you know Gene Kelly's
Okay,
famous
that's enough of
dance?
that. We'll have to find out if she's still alive. Look it up, Carlos. It'll give you something to do in between putting down these 50,000 movie titles for the most erotic movie. So Henry and June, you say no?
No, let's put it on there anyway, just to
humor these people,
right.
okay? Listen, maybe they were extra horny when they saw it, okay? Maybe it did the job for them at that particular moment on that given day, okay?
Uma Thurman, by the way.
Uma Thurman. Is she related to Ima Sumac?
I'll check.
What is it again? Ima Thurman?
Uma
Thurman.
Ooga
booga. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. We got Joe Rose for the Mad Dog at 1, and the Humper in the studio. 4 solid hours. He's going to work up his sweat and work off like maybe 20, 30 calories anyway. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hi, Neil. I got 2 choice ones.
Okay.
Pee-wee's Great Adventure.
Crazy guy. Oh, it's the crazy guy again. You're right. Boy, he just out of control. The crazy guy. Yeah, okay. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Neil? How you doing?
Okay.
I got a couple of movies. Wild Things with Matt Dillon.
On there.
Got it.
Okay.
On there.
Body Double. Brian De Palma film.
Got it, too.
Okay. There was one Against All Odds back in the 80s with Jeff Bridges and Raquel Ward. There was a scene there in Mexico by the tombs or whatever, I don't know. They were like naked.
Okay.
And The Lonely Girl, where I forgot her name. Her name I think was Apollonia or something. This blonde chick.
Apple Queen.
Yes. and there was a rape scene where they shove a hose in her thing. Literally a hose.
They showed a hose in her thing.
Yeah, in her thing.
Okay, well, thanks very much. The
That's
Lonely
erotic.
Girl, there you go, George, a hose in her thing.
Yeah.
I'm turned on.
567-0560. So you got these now, Showgirls, Against All Odds, and The Lonely Girl, as the list is now up to 422,000. Good God. So once you put that, make sure you rent a lot of these movies, so once it comes to real time, put on the duct tape and the Viz Queen, you got a lot of good entertainment in the house there.
Supplies.
Lots of good panic supplies. Well, who the hell is this guy? Nutcase standing out in the goddamn snow?
Sandwich, meet in the middle. But you appreciate him all over again when you see him in his
Oh, the naked cowboy. You haven't seen him yet? Every 5 minutes they got him on the internet, on the TV.
And what's his story besides the ugly tattoos?
He plays the guitar in his underwear and cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, and he's the naked cowboy. He's famous, don't you know?
He plays with it in his underwear? Well, that's pretty original. And there's Jeannie Mo. She's getting blown all over the goddamn place. Nice going, Jeannie. If we're lucky, maybe they'll blow you away with your silly-ass crap on CNN. Certainly not news, and they're proving it today. 51 for 9.5 weeks, 46 for Body Heat, 22 Blue Lagoon, Basic Instinct 18. Last Tango in Paris was supposed to be off the list. Carlos?
I sent Eric an email with telling him to take that off the list.
Urgent. Get that off it. It was X-rated. Get that thing off. Or not, I don't really care. Unfaithful 14, Wild Orchid 14, Fatal Attraction 13, Wild Things 11. Matt Damon was in it with the Wild Thing?
I don't know if he was in it.
He bothers me. That's what the guy just said only moments ago if he would have been paying close attention instead of watching reruns of Kathy Lee.
Kathy Lee.
And let's see, Wild Things 11, Mulholland Drive 11, and Monsters of Balls has got 11. How do you like that? So basically still a two-horse race. It's 11:56 at QAM.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Well, it be the 12 to 1 hour on WQAM.
She don't win when she plays tennis match. She plays pool, and all she does is scratch. But she's so hot, and so win or not, well, I get this X from her. Russian babe with her own city law, but she has no soul. Sergei Fedorov, and though it seems she slept with whole hockey teams, now I get this sex from her. I'm in the corner of the sky, licks the mole under my right eye. She's a stinky tennis player, but I get this sex from her.
Sure.
I get lost, all sex from her.
Sure you do, we believe you. 12:02 at 560 WQM, our big noon to 2 hour. Whatever the hell it is. We need some new noon to 1 hours, by the way. Tell Boca Brian.
Okie dokie. You'll be
we have a very limited supply. Most of them suck bad, by the way. I should mention that. The Geldy one is great and the Willie T. Ribs, but other than that, the rest of them blow. The Michael Jackson stuff, I just, I can't deal with it. He's out of touch with reality as if these are any bulletins. He's out of touch with reality. His children are fantasy props, and what he's doing is dangerous, says the Star. Verdict, bad. Sad, mad, and bad are the three columns here. Michael Jackson thinks he's showing his love for children by sleeping with them in the same bed, but this is a terrible act that could scar a child for life. What he's doing with children is inherently dangerous and horribly wrong, says Jay Howell, a nationally known crime victims attorney from Jacksonville and the author of state and federal statutes concerning child abuse. Jackson isn't breaking the law by climbing into bed with the child, his own or somebody else's, but it's just totally irresponsible, he says. What kind of responsible adult would allow his kids to sleep with a 44-year-old man, and what kind of normal, responsible male adult would want to sleep in bed with a child? I'd be surprised that child protection groups are not looking into this, and by the way, I'm sure they are. Don't you think they are?
It's very innocent. It's charming. I talked to man.
They're taking a peek into it. Yeah, he says we all ought to be doing that. He says everybody ought to be sleeping with children.
Everybody.
So thank God that we have Michael back to, let's see, here's one. Now, this is cute. Forget your Subway diet. Jared's, this is great.
Yeah.
A McDonald's head, it says, forget your Subway diet, Jared's a pussy. I love that. That's great. Thank you, John, whoever you are. That's fantastic.
John's the bass player in Tommy's band.
Oh, I see. Good old Tommy with a bad haircut. He's in a band. You
That's
say.
a bad.
Well, quite
haircut.
frankly, Tommy had a bad haircut before he was in a band.
Right.
Here's one that says, "How about The Color of Night with Bruce Willis?" Oh, how come all these movies
That's
have
the one I
freaking
was
Bruce
talking
Willis?
about. They heard me say it.
So we put it down there or not?
Whatever.
Color of Night. Why not? We got 50,000 other ones. Why not just put every movie that's ever been made? How about
You got the book there. Just mail it to
go
Eric.
from Aardvark to how about Steamboat Willie? Mickey got
Okay.
Mickey got a bang out of it. Let's see. Color of Night. There's a pool scene where little Bruce makes an appearance. Oh, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Oh, what was the movie I was talking about where Kevin Bacon had a naked scene?
Bacon naked?
Bacon naked. He was had his little Kevin hanging out. What else happened besides that? Now, what does this mean? How about the Mandich all right bit? Care to play it? What does that mean? They talking about Mandich sings?
I guess.
I don't know what that means, okay, but I do like the McDonald's one, though. That's great. Forget your Subway diet. Jared's a pussy. Love it.
All right.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have a movie for you, China Blue, with Kathleen Turner and Anthony Perkins,
Okay.
made in the late 80s. Bizarre movie.
With Anthony Perkins.
Yes. And
Was he involved in the erotic scene?
Yes, he used to watch, he would look like it through peepholes at peep shows, and he was a minister.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, I
she
saw
was
that. I
a-
seen that.
Yes, bizarre movie. Very bizarre.
That was China Blue?
Yeah.
Isn't that the name of it, China
No.
Blue?
No.
Crimes of
That was
Passion.
her name in the movie.
Crimes
Crimes
of
of
Passion. We
Passion
have
was
it
the
on
name of
there.
that?
That
That's
was,
the
she
one.
played a prostitute by
She played a
night.
prostitute. He was a minister, and he had the razor dildo.
Right.
Yeah, I saw
And
that,
she
but I
would
don't know what
dress
the
up
name
at
of it.
night. She was an architect during the day or a
That was her
interior
name.
designer.
Crimes
So
of Passion.
let's
it's on
solve this right now. We got little contretemps going on here. It was called Crimes of Passion
Crimes
Right.
of Passion. That's it.
with
You have that one down?
Kathleen
I think it
Kathleen
was Bruce
Turner,
Russell.
Anthony Perkins, John Laughlin, Annie Potts, Bruce Davison, who lost his rats in Willard, and John Scanlon. Crimes of Passion.
Thank you. That's the Crimes
Well,
of
China
Passion.
Blue at least began with a C.
Well, I was close.
Right. Thanks
I
a
had
lot.
her name. Thank you.
See ya. See, there you go. You're nitpicking again. It had a C in it, as in see this.
That was her name in the movie, the character's name.
Crimes of Passion. Okay. Very good. I saw that. That was bizarre. And of course, Anthony Perkins was always in bizarre movies.
No.
How's Tab Hunter doing? 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. You're not spreading those stories about Tab Hunter and Anthony Perkins again, are you? No.
Yes.
Not us. Here's Miami. Hello.
It's so boring.
No, okay, there he is again. Let's hear it. He's back again. 3 hours and 6 minutes later, and he's still there. He's still bored to tears, and he's right. He is boring. God, is he boring. Just the tone of his voice could put you into a coma. God, is he unbelievable or what?
I believe it.
Yeah, every minute of every day, whether I'm there, whether George is there, Carlos could do the show and he'd still be there. Maybe that'll be tomorrow. Maybe Carlos will do the show tomorrow.
Where are you going, Carlos?
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
I got a movie for you, but I'm not sure the name of it. But wasn't it June Lockhart that was in Lassie
Yeah.
instead of June
Oh,
Allison?
I'm saying June Allison. Excuse me. I knew there was something wrong there. Yeah. Excuse us. June Allison's busy peeing all over the place.
Okay. And as far as my movie, I'm not positive of the name. Maybe George could help. It was, I think, Crash. These people that get off looking at car wrecks. And
Oh yeah, we talked about that the other day in the bizarre movies. Was that an erotic movie?
pretty much.
No, there was a lot of sex going on.
There was?
In the middle of
Okay.
the twisted wreckage.
Well, when in doubt, stick it on there. Crash. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Okay, and keep your eyes on the road. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. So June Lockhart, and we're doing June Allison. Boy, it's a good thing he called. How could you do that?
Stroke. I don't know from June Allison. Wasn't June Lockhart Lost in Space?
Yeah, and Lassie, that's right. With Tommy, whatever his name was, that little punk that played, I don't know, and I don't care. June Lockhart was Lost in Space and Lassie. June Allison was an actress. She was married to Dick Powell about 100 years ago. She's got to be dead. She was older than Methuselah. Don't know from June Allison?
I mean, I remember the Depends ads.
Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yeah, right. What about Wild at Heart or Son of Sam?
Wild and Hard.
Wild at Heart, David Lynch movie.
Oh, Wild at Heart. I thought you said Wild and Hard. Wild at Heart.
And Summer of Sam, Spike Lee.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Got those?
Got them.
Didn't see Son of Sam. Do you see that?
Summer of Sam. Yeah, I saw it.
Was it Summer of Sam?
Yes.
Well, what the hell is that?
A Spike Lee joint.
Oh. Well, he just said that. But it wasn't about the Son of Sam?
Yes, it was. But there was
Well, that's what I just got
on.
through saying, and you were like giving me a bunch of crap because I said it was about the Son of Sam. Okay, so here's the list. It'll take me till 3 o'clock to read it. What kind of a list is this? I think that guy was a little bit right. We got carried away today, you know? Didn't we get a little carried away?
Whatever.
Boy, oh boy, poor Eric. Carlos is really upset that he's having to unload. Are we keeping it? How are we doing this?
How are we doing what?
In other words, are we adding the new ones on as we go along, or how
Carlos
are you like
is emailing Eric periodically as we say them?
He's emailing him periodicals?
Yes.
Like Suicide Monthly, things
on audio,
like that?
Right.
357 votes, and we still got a whole bunch more names to go on there yet. Maybe I'll just read the last page, okay? Henry and June, No Way Out, Dress to Kill, Don't Look Now, In the Realm of the Senses, The Hunger, The Lover, Jade, Showgirls, Against All Odds, The Lonely Girl, Color of Night, Crimes of Passion, which was really strange, Crash, Wild at Heart, and Summer of Sam. Spike Lee. Got those?
Got them.
Good. Boy, this is, like I said yesterday, quite a project, you know what? A gigantic undertaking. Coconut Creek, hello.
Oh, hold on. Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Sorry, I was eating lunch.
No problem.
Hey, real quick, couple movies. One, they were kind of straight to videos. The Ivy series, couple with Drew Barrymore and with Alyssa Milano.
Got him.
Oh, you go. I'm sorry. Postman Always Rings Twice.
We got what?
We got Poison Ivy.
Oh, Poison Ivy. Okay.
Postman Always Rings Twice.
Got it.
Cruel Intentions.
Got him.
Got it, huh?
Yeah.
It was that movie with Lisa Bonet and Mickey Rourke.
Got it.
Damn. What about Caveman with Raquel Welch? She didn't say much, but she was good to look at.
If you keep reaching, you'll find something.
Keep reaching. And any movie with prison chicks in it.
We'll put Caveman down.
Bye.
Just to make you feel better. Quit while you're behind, okay? Put down Caveman to redeem him, okay? To make him feel like his life is
Ringo
worth living.
Starr.
Well, you know, after you get down to first 4,000 on the list, it's kind of hard not to duplicate. So the pressure's, it's all off of us, it's on them now. And it'll take us like 20, 30 minutes to verify to make sure we don't already have it. Is Last Tango on Paris still on there? Look at that, Carlos.
He
It's
emailed
still
Eric
on
an hour
mine.
ago.
Huh?
He emailed Eric an hour ago.
Oh,
Twice.
God, I still see Last Tango in Paris on there with 15 votes.
No, you don't.
The hell I don't.
That's your stroke. It's not on there.
Okay, it's my imagination. 9.5 weeks, 60, Body Heat 48, Blue Lagoon 26, Basic Instincts 18, and that one that's not on there's got 15. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The one that used to be on there, but it's not anymore. You know, a big blizzard hit the Northeast this week, as if you didn't already know, and all the President's Day sales were snowed out. When in doubt, they got snowed out. Because of the storm, Dollar Mattress has redirected major shipments of Sealy, Serta, Simmons, and King Cole mattresses to Florida, and now through Sunday, you can get even more savings than ordinary. Call 1-800-MATTRES right now, and you'll save like never before. Through Sunday only, Dollar Mattress is having a President's Day blizzard sale and offering an additional 10% off on their everyday, already low rock bottom prices. Dollar Mattress doesn't usually have sales, but because of the blizzard, they're having one right now. But time is short. If you've been putting off buying the new mattress, don't wait another second. Call 1-800-MATTRESS now, and of course you'll have 30 days to try it out in your home with the best comfort exchange policy in the world. If you need an exchange, you can do so anytime within that 30-day comfort exchange period with no hassles at all. And when you buy from Dollar Mattress, they'll come in your house, take away the crappy old bedding, set up the new one for you for free. You heard me right. Dollar Mattress sets up the new one, takes away the old bedding for free. So make the call now, 1-800-MATTRESS for Dollar Mattress, and enjoy a great night's sleep. It's the Dollar Mattress huge, humongous, unbeatable blizzard sale, but be sure and call before this Sunday to take advantage of these unbelievable prices. 1-800-MATTRES. That's 1-800-MATTRESS for Dollar Mattress, the answer for a perfect night's sleep.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Oh, this is Randy West, and as per our phone conversation, I talked to Peter North the other day. He tells me your real name is Neil Down, and he still ain't interested.
Real American assholes. We salute you, Mr. Dance By Yourself guy.
Dance by yourself, guy.
You think she's dancing with you. Then she rubs another man's crotch.
Got a stiff head.
Most men would leave the floor with their heads hung low, but not you. You feel the rhythm in your soul and the peach schnapps coursing through your veins.
King of the dance floor.
Sure, people are looking at you, judging you, wishing you were dead. But you don't care. You just do a spin move and party on.
Watch him get down, watch him get down.
Finally, you make your move, only to find out that her boyfriend did time and enjoyed it. So we salute you, Mr. Dance By Yourself guy, your broken jaw, your ambulance driver, and your parachute pants. You are a real American asshole.
What was he trying to say, asshole? 1217 at 560 WQM. Dark Tide. You just faxed me this?
Yeah.
Starring Bridget Bardot. Or Bridget, what does that say?
Balco?
Balco? I don't know who that is. Well, whatever the hell it says. Don't ever try to make heads or tails over what they write. Great Tattoos. Is that the name of a movie, or is that...
I think they're talking about Tattoo.
I beg your pardon?
The subsequent page is the movie Tattoo, so I think that's what they're talking about.
Oh, I see. Tattoo, starring Bruce Dern.
Right.
And
Maude Adams.
And what about it?
It's erotic, I guess.
Tattoo?
There's a sex scene in it. She gets naked.
1981. Oh, you seen it?
Yeah. And the tattoo, too.
Well, then why are we wasting all this time discussing it? And here's the thing about June Allison is 85 and she's still alive.
Oh!
How do you like that? They hit her with 9 bags and she's still alive. Poor June Allison. She's still peeing her brains out. Also, Phil in Coral Springs says, can't believe no one mentioned Edward Scissorhands yesterday for most bizarre movie. Didn't see it. Another Johnny Depp movie where they made him into a freak. I don't understand that whole deal.
I put that under boring rather than bizarre.
Yeah.
It was a really boring movie.
If you'd ever stood next to him, even though he may not be of your persuasion, but if you'd ever stood right next to him and seen just what a phenomenal-looking young man he was, why did they do that? Why did every movie he was in just about, he had to be a freak? What was
just
that all about?
You still haven't seen Donnie Brasco, though, which was a
good movie. I can
normal.
understand, like, Lon Chaney Jr. He always played, like, the Wolfman. Okay, because he was a freaky-looking guy. Right? Or Boris Karloff, or Bela Lugosi. But anyway, he made a few bucks. He's okay.
Bella?
How's River Phoenix? Wasn't he at Johnny Depp's joint out there in L.A.? When he died?
Is that where he was?
I think so. In a bar. I think it was Johnny Depp that owned it. Maybe not. Maybe somebody else. I think it was Johnny Depp. Anyway, nobody mentioned Edward Scissorhands. Sorry, Phil. And June Allison is still alive. Not only did we got that, but we also discovered that last summer, June 20th to 22nd, she appeared at the 27th Annual Judy Garland Festival in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Not Michigan, but Minnesota, which I never even knew there was one. With Margaret O'Brien, Mickey Rooney, and the lovely June Allison. That is incredible. Woo! So what do we got? We got Tattoo on there now?
Yeah.
We've got 61, by the way, and I'm going to tell you right now, we will not go over 100 on the poll. That would be unfair to Carlos, to Eric, to all the ships at sea to go over 100 names on there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be awful.
And the good news is, Last Tango in Paris is gone. Did you make a phone call and start up again?
I didn't.
Carlos?
Never.
Good. Don't do it again. Here's Boca. Hello. Boca.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, I think I got one that I haven't heard you say, and it's When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally was erotic?
Yeah, that's George.
Was it erotic, George?
Was there any sex? Was there actually any sex in that movie?
Yes.
There was?
Yes.
Besides the restaurant scene where she pretended to have an orgasm.
Yes. That was one part.
Okay, thanks. When Harry, now, what was the movie where, what's her name, Shirley MacLaine was doing herself on the bed while the guy was crawling around on the floor? That was a very funny, that wasn't erotic.
Being There with Peter Sellers.
That was a funny movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't erotic.
It wasn't
now,
erotic.
what is this, when Schmendrick met Sally?
Yeah, please, I must object.
Okay, I'm crossing it out. Nice try, pal, but he says no. He says you must be a lot more desperate than he's ever been. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Here's Aventura. Hello.
Yes, most bizarre movie I've ever seen. I don't think it was mentioned. It was Clockwork Orange.
See ya. I'm done.
Wow. That was excellent. Sir, I can't. Well, he's an Aventura, okay? He's over the age of 142. Bizarre movies was yesterday. We're doing erotic movies today, number 1. And number 2, Clockwork Orange was mentioned, what, about 50 times yesterday?
At least.
And we both agreed that it was different, but it wasn't bizarre in the sense
Right.
that, like, bizarre is bizarre.
Like,
Bizarre, when you see it, you know it.
We know what you meant.
Right. Clockwork Orange, my ass. Oh, there was another Malcolm McDowell movie that was just on the other day, and I forget what the hell that was, too. So damn many movies in so little time.
What was happening?
I don't know. Turned it off.
I've seen all of them.
Well, he was a guy with glasses, and he went in a time machine. And
Yeah.
He went to the,
and
he went-
Mary Steenburgen was in that.
I didn't see it long enough to find out. He went in a time machine, and he went back to try to change something, and he couldn't do it, and so then he went into the future. Got it?
I saw it. I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Time, something like that.
He's a good actor, though, Malcolm McDowell.
He's
very
fine,
good.
yeah. Always good.
For a Brit. 22 past noon at 560 WQAM. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Neil, I'm calling about yesterday. I'm sorry. I got one, Natural Born Killers, Bizarre.
Did we just go on a time warp?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Malcolm McDowell. Oh, look at that. There's James Darren over there. How you doing, Jimmy? What was that song he had, James Darren?
Which one?
I'm off to join the circus. What the hell was the name of that? Boca Bryant would know. Goodbye, Cruel World. See, if you sing it out.
Wow.
Goodbye, Cruel World. I'm off to join the circus. James Darren. He was no Bobby Darren. But he was also in that one of those time. And you know who else was in a time tunnel movie?
Who?
I think it was called Journey to the Center of the Earth. Pat Boone.
That's right. That wasn't a time tunnel movie, but
back when he was young and hung and looked pretty good before he became a real fanatical born-again right-wing Christian, and then before he also gave that up so he could become like a real hippie and try to make some cash.
Was he playing the duck?
Yeah, I think so. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How about the Zero Boys?
What is it?
Zero, like nothing. Zero Boys.
Zero, like Enrique, Zero Boys?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's a movie about this guy. It's like bizarre. I don't know. I don't remember it too well, but it's pretty good though.
Was it erotic or just bizarre?
Bizarre.
Okay. See, the guy in Aventura got us back to where we were yesterday again. I'll tell you what, let's do the thing we did last Friday. What was it? Oh, that's right, there wasn't any pool. Let's do that.
Okay. It's easier.
God, this crowd, man. I'll tell you, the drugs must have shipped, and I got out of there too soon. The real good stuff must have come out right after I left.
It did?
Over the weekend. I think
mine.
so. I think it hasn't reached you yet.
Oh.
Talk to Tommy about it. He can probably hook
I'm
you
going
up.
to go outside and wait for the truck to roll in.
Talk to Zoltan about it, wherever the hell he's working these days. He can probably hook you up. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Joe Rose will be along at 1 to tell you about how he feels sorry for Geldy and how poor Geldy's getting screwed over real bad on that morning show and how Geldy is whining to everybody in town.
What am I gonna do?
About the bad ratings and stuff. Joe's going to talk about that between 1 and 3 today. Wouldn't you think?
I'm sure.
Because he was Geldy's mentor, as I told you before the show. I had forgotten. All of that had vanished. I guess maybe when I had the stroke it came back. The fact that Joe Rose was always Geldy's, taking him under his wing. And so when they used to have the first team and there were like 3 guys and it was always like 2 against 1, which it either is going to be unanimous or 2 against 1, no matter how you slice it, right? So it was always Joe Rose and Geldy against poor Defoe. I think that's what pushed Defoe over the edge, you know what? I think that's why he did that deal with the Indians. No, seriously. Let's blame Joe Rose for it. What do you say?
All right.
Sure, why not? You done it, Joe. You pushed poor Defoe over the edge. That's why I had to walk around with that ankle bracelet on all the time because of you, because always sticking up for that whiny, wimpy Geldy. I think Geldy's getting exactly what he deserves, man. A chance to be a real suckhole. And doing a hell of a job of it, by the way. Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I Am Curious Yellow.
Really?
Remember it?
I remember the name, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah. How about...
that was erotic?
Oh, it was very sexual. It was banned in about 14 states.
Well, that qualifies for our list then.
It was pre-ratings, I think.
Probably still banned in Sunrise.
Probably. How about Clute?
Clute?
K-L-U-T-E.
Yeah, I remember. I think I saw that. What the hell was that about?
That was pretty hot. That was a pretty hot movie.
Okay.
It was about a prostitute.
Well, in that case, we got it. Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And have a great day. Happy James Madison Day, too, even though it's a little bit late.
What was he saying about Curious Yellow?
He said it was hot. You don't agree?
I never heard of it.
You never heard of I Am Curious Yellow? How many pages are in this goddamn book? Good God, over 1,500. Do you know what this thing weighs? Oh, I think I just had a, something.
Stroke?
A rupture. Now what am I looking for? I Am Curious
Yellow?
Here's one that says I'm an insufferable asshole, George. ID, I bought a vampire motorcycle. That's the name of a movie. I Am a Camera. I Am Cuba. Oh, Soy
You
Cuba.
are.
Oh, here's a movie that Miguel would enjoy finally. Soy Cuba. A Russo-Cuban tribute to the victorious revolution against the Batista regime.
Comunista propaganda.
Oh my God, with Mother Cuba as the heroine and the Cuban masses as the hero. Oh boy.
Oh, I could puke.
I bet you Hyman Roth would be too happy to see that.
The hotel.
Here it is, I'm Curious Yellow. And it's was a foreign movie. It was like a Swedish movie, I guess, because it got a Swedish name, so I guess it must be a Swedish movie. Sexual fantasies, very bold for 67. Its satirical take on such liberal precepts as nonviolence ensured that in its time the picture drew flack from all quarters. Well, that's the kind of movie we like.
Right.
Get a lot of flack. I wonder if Roberta sang the theme. 27 past noon. That was in Play Misty for me when she sang, right? The first time ever I saw your puss?
Yeah, that's right. That wasn't it.
And there's another song that had no business being remade. Anybody that redoes Roberta Flack and the first time ever I saw your face, we're going to beat the crap out of them, throw their body in a dumpster, and put it out in the snow. Hey guys, size makes a big difference in the way your whole life goes, because according to the Florida Department of Labor, computer professionals have bigger ones than most of you, and we're talking about their paycheck. According to the state of Florida, the prestigious state of Florida, computer careers are among the very highest paid and still in highest demand. The demand is growing every minute. Fast Train can help you achieve that new high-paying computer career in just 4 short months. They've got locations all over town for you. They're in Kendall, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. With day, evening, and weekend schedules, there's no excuse to stay in a dead-end job. So call our good paisans at Fast Train and ask all the questions you want, because they'll be delirious to give you the answers. Call 866-FAST-TRAIN. That's 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. They got full-time job placement and guaranteed financing, too. Call Fast Train toll-free 1-866-FAST-TRAIN or check them out on the web at fasttrain.com, and now you can have a big impressive one too.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Tarnished with the sewer of this place.
I am Mo Howard David, decrepit and I'm ancient. All over my old face are blue and reddish purple veins. I don't know why they hate me, or why they always rate me. It must be 'cause I got these blue and reddish purple
A
veins.
vein pop on my arm like a Rannick Nally Napalakawat. I got veins on my nose, nobody knows that under my clothes I wear pantyhose. But that don't mean that I'm gay. If you think my arms are bad, you ought to see my legs. I might as well keep them smooth and shaved to show a little class the next time I'm raping it. I could go to a surgeon, but that gives me the shivers. I would not want to walk out looking like Joan Rivers. Where am I here? I fired the beast, the fat little freak. I did him a favor. Now he can't afford to eat. The reason I dismissed that stinking fat bastard is because he wouldn't shut up and he can't play canasta. Hey, somebody talking over there. Nobody talks when I rap. I rap, then you talk. Hey, look at me. I'm hip, hip. I ain't no square. I'm a ding-dong daddy, man. I'm really dead. I fire anyone I want. I don't care. Especially if they make me flip my wig made of smelly green hair. I got fired myself. It even happens to the greats. Westman once said, you get out of here or else we break your legs. So now I sit by the pool. Life's as good as it gets. With my paladin cocktail, placing bets on the Jets. In paradise. Paradise. I don't kiss nobody's ass in paradise. I'll be schlepping down the Skoogans when I get the chance, but the cleaners aren't ready with my lime green pants. How long does it take? Guilty calling complaint. It was just a little thought, so what I left this stain. You think that's funny? Want a knuckle sandwich, buddy? I can do what I want, because the management loves me.
Can I tell you something, Mo? Something you ought to know. For the longest time, I wanted you to be my hoe.
You ain't my type, pal. Now answer straight. Hell no. What are you doing?
I won't take no for an answer.
Get out of here. Not you. Get out of there.
Get up, bitch.
$12:34 at 560 WQM. Combs by George Rodriguez, by the way, on that bit. Magnificent job.
Thank you.
Here's a fact says, love your show. How about number 1? Well, let's get to number 2. Lolita, we already got that on there. And number 1, The Graduate for erotic movies. I didn't think The Graduate was even mildly erotic. Did you?
No.
I mean, Anne Bancroft and Dustin Hoffman.
I mean, we love Anne Bancroft,
And we love Dustin Hoffman. He's okay, although
Right.
the president don't like him too much lately. But, not erotic. Now this one, for a second, when I first saw this, I thought, are we going back to another poll, like what businesses are out of business that you miss so bad? Because it says White Castle. Yeah. But it says, I can't believe no one's mentioned White Castle, my favorite Susan Sarandon movie. I bet George knows. Do you know?
I know. It's a lot of sex with her and James Spader.
Oh, James Spader?
Spader, yes.
Or James Later?
That too. Right there
I
on the
see.
kitchen floor.
He laid her right there on the kitchen floor. White Castle, get that on there right away, with all due apologies to our friend at Royal Castle, Wayne Arnold, at 125th and Northwest 7th Avenue in North Dade. Thank you, Wayne. Boy, sure miss Hudson and Wayne, you know what? But you guys can go ahead and get food in there.
No, we're good.
You wait till I get back, huh? Wait till I get back
Right,
so they
then we
give me
can,
another attack.
right.
I understand. And then they'll demand. Here's, Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I got 3 maps game, To Tell the Truth, and I did.
Uh-huh. That's the crazy guy again.
Yep.
Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, with your monkey, baby.
Miami. Hello.
Hey Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
I got 2 for the poll. One, it was one with Bo Derek. I think it was Tarzan. Her and Tarzan. She was like Jane and Tarzan. And then how about Atlantic City? There was one, another Susan Sarandon one. On the bizarre
Atlantic
one, did
City
anybody
was-
mention Donnie Darko?
No.
That's a really bizarre movie. All right, Neil, you have a good
Oh, back to bizarre movies again, okay. Heartland?
Heartland?
Isn't that what he said? What was the
No.
first one that he said?
I don't know. It was bad, so I put it out of my head.
Oh, okay. Cross them all out. I think he's still doing bizarre. Which I think this is the bizarre. It's noon to 1 hour, so it must be bizarre, right? 3 in a row. 5670560, pound 560. The crazy guy is coming unglued. He's becoming totally. And you know who else is going to be unglued?
Who's that?
Because it's already Tuesday. Little Jerry, you know, with the squiggly little writing. Because he knows that you're not going to send me the faxes.
Has he sent me any?
Probably not. Got to be very frustrated. In fact, maybe little chronic Jerry, maybe he's the crazy guy. When you come right down to it. Stop and think about it.
That would make a lot of sense.
Ever seen the two of them together?
No.
No. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes?
I've got 2 for you. One on the bizarre side, Kentucky Fried Movie, and on the erotic side, the one that Madonna did. Was it Justify My Love or something like that?
Okay, thanks. 0 for 2. Why are they still doing bizarre? Why are we doing that?
You tell me.
I don't know. Because just to piss me off, see if they can give me another stroke before 1 o'clock. They're working on it. Why? We're not doing bizarre. That was yesterday. We have to draw the line. We draw the line. Do you understand? Just like we draw the line at 9. What is that under, by the way? Is that in here? Or is that not?
I don't know.
No. See, tell Booker Brian, tell him to get with it, okay?
He's
get with
going to
it,
send
Brian.
you a greatest hits.
Did he? Well, I got a package downstairs, so that may be it, because I went out there and checked my message during the break.
Yeah.
And there's a package downstairs, which means either it's another one of those CDs, either from him or somebody else, or maybe more than one, or it's $10 million small bills from Ed McMahon.
Don't they bring a giant check? And
You'll discover the answer to which one of these two it was tomorrow morning at 9 as to whether I'm here or not. Follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can break the streak. Want to give it a shot? Here's the Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Fort Lauderdale. As we go for 4 in a row.
All right.
And we succeeded. All right. Miami, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got a couple, but they both might have been rated X when they came out. Midnight Cowboy?
That was rated X in the beginning. Yeah, but that can be on there because it was not rated X later on. It was re-released.
Right, it was re-released and it was, or I don't know if the times, I don't know what the deal was with that one.
Right.
But I think it was re-released without being X.
They
The other
decided
one
those-
is, and I'm serious about the title, I Spit on Your Grave.
I
Look
Spit
it
on
up.
Your Grave?
Yeah,
That's an erotic movie? Rape and then revenge?
Exactly, that's the one.
Okay, thanks. Maybe he's been listening to Mo, okay?
Maybe you thought when the guy got his penis cut off in the bathtub that was really erotic.
And how about the rape scene?
Gang rape is funny.
See?
So I've heard.
Okay. Well, so we're not putting those down. Midnight Cowboy, though, we can put on there because it was X in the very beginning. And then later on they discovered that Dustin Hoffman, a.k.a. Ratso, was so ugly that there could be nothing erotic about that. Even though John Voight was a hustler and et cetera and so on. There was too much faggery in there. Don't you think that's the reason it was rated
How
X
could it
in
be
the first
erotic
place?
if it had faggery in it?
Oh, that's a good point. 20 till 1 at 560 WQM. Nobody said cruising with Al Pacino, thank goodness.
Good.
The low point of his career. I'll tell you one thing, the low point of the Beast's weight has been like when was he in, Friday?
Yes.
He's lost 51 pounds on Balance for Life, and I guarantee you, I promise you that if we have to chain him to the wall, if we have to do like our own liposuction with that thing we got over there against the wall, that, what is it?
What do we got?
That big OJ thing, that cleaver.
Oh, the machete.
The machete, yeah. If we have to do that, take it to him. He'll be under 200 pounds. Balance for Life is what he's doing, and we can do the same for you. See, I tried telling Troy Balance for Life, don't put Jeff High on this thing. Don't put Fat Boy on there, which he tried for a couple of weeks. Did it work?
No.
Was it embarrassing as hell? Yeah, of course. Because he's hopeless. We just written him off. But for those of us who still have a chance, who still would like to stay alive, would like to be able to walk without assistance, this is the answer for it, because it's simple. It's easy. And you know how difficult it is when you go in the supermarket. What am I going to buy? What can I get? Now with Balance for Life, there's no counting of calories, no counting of anything. No cooking, no shopping, no cleaning, no worries. You just pick up your little black sack right outside your door, 6 o'clock every morning, and there's all your food for the entire day. The only choice you have to make is that little menu they give you. You choose between 2 alternatives for each of the meals on every day you're on the program, and that's it. And the food is delicious. 3 fresh gourmet meals, 2 delicious snacks right in your black sack. And that's all you need all day. And the weight will just pour off your body. You'll be full because there's plenty of food to keep you going all day in there. And it's all based on the Zone diet, which is very effective and makes the weight just melt off your body. I'm getting tongue-tied just thinking about it. So let Balance for Life help you get to be a human size and in better health. That's the most important part. Call Balance for Life today at 954-568-3229. I'm really getting tongue-tied because I'm thinking about the Beast and his head weighs 110 pounds. 954-568-3229 or check out their website at balanceforlife.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Meridians, dumb as dirt.
And now, it's time for Leave It to Ozzy. Starring Barbara Billingsley as June Cleaver, Hugh Beaumont as Ward Cleaver, and the irrepressible Ozzy Osbourne as the Oz.
Oh, good morning, Ozzy.
Oh, you, Mom.
Oh, dear. I can see someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Oh, God, bloody hell. I can't believe how much my head hurts. Where the is Sharon? Sharon!
Who's Sharon? Is that one of your friends from school, dear?
Why, good morning, Ozzy.
Oh, you, Dad. Get out of my face.
Now, Ozzy, that's no way to talk to your father. Say, son, what have you got planned for today?
What do you mean, what have I got planned for today? What? I don't know. Since when's the Prince of Darkness have to hand out a itinerary? I'm gonna go bite the head off of that bastard Eddie Haskell. How's that?
You have fun now, okay, Ozzy?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Go yourself.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Leave It to Ozzy. Tune in next week when you'll hear Ozzy say,
off you.
1246. Excuse me, at 560 WQA. Did I step on one of his,
Yeah,
I think I
don't
did.
do that.
Sorry about that, Ozzy.
You might feel it.
Or maybe the Brady Bunch will show up again. Or Donnie and Marie. Now, was that June Allison or Florence Henderson? It was Florence, I'm sorry. So what do we got? I want to give you the list of the ones that don't have any votes. I mean, 9.5 weeks is on top. It's strictly a two-horse race. It's not the most bizarre anymore. That was yesterday. It's not which Florida business do you miss most that went out of business. It's not which president had hemorrhoids. What was the most erotic, not X-rated movie you've ever seen? 9.5 weeks, 67, body heat 58. Everybody else small potatoes, including George. But the ones that have 0, this is interesting because why do they do this? Out of Sight, Videodrome, Sliver, Against All Odds, Don't Look Now, Dress to Kill, Henry and June, In the Realm of the Senses, No Way Out, Showgirls, Paradise, The Lonely Girl, The Lover, Color of Night, Crash, Dark Tide, I'm Curious Yellow, Clute, 1 million years BC. Where did that come from? Did I put that down?
That's the caveman movie that the guy was talking about with Raquel Welch.
Summer of Sam, Tattoo, White Castle, and Wild at Heart. All of these, like 20 of them at least, have the big nothing. I mean, I realize there's a long way to go till tomorrow morning, but isn't that kind of shocking to you?
No.
That they continue calling these in. And this is the problem. That's what happens when you want to call in 15 or 20 or 30 and say, oh, by the way, 4 of them were for yesterday's pool, Neil.
Well, didn't you say that at the beginning? Call up and name all of the movies that you can think of that have nudity or where people touch each other?
Yeah, that's it. Or where they thought about doing it would have been good.
Or talked about it.
Here's Miami. Hello.
Uncle Neil?
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is this me?
It sounds just like you.
Hey, sex, lies, and CO-tape.
Oh, James Spader again.
Oh, come on, George.
Yes, he don't like James Spader, but
what was erotic about that? Nothing erotic happened in that movie.
Well, if you're not a voyeur or an exhibitionist, it might not get your weenie wiggled.
That's right. This guy's a voyeur and exhibitionist, and he likes
Thank
it.
you very much, Al.
You're welcome.
If there
no
had
problem.
been anything to see
Have a
in
great
that
day,
movie,
sir.
I might have liked
Don't
it.
let George crap on your parade, okay? He does it all the time. Sex, lies, and videotape. He liked it. It cranked his chain. Put it down.
We're putting it down. I'm not
Good.
arguing with him, but
Don't be knocking that guy just because he happens to be desperate. Maybe he's got a thing for James Spader. I don't know.
He must.
Now, what was that movie I kept telling you about? I can't even, Keanu Reeves movie. Also with James Spader. What the hell was that? Was that erotic? I don't think so. I think they were doing each other. Well, you know that Keanu. He swings it in all directions. Whoa. Let's do, Pinecrest. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, glad to see you back in action, buddy.
Thank you so much.
How about Deliverance?
Yeah, how about it? Uh-huh. I already had that. It was amusing the first time, but this time was kind of like a little on the weak side, you know what I'm saying? When you say it was just a little weak?
A little weak.
But it was a hell of a movie, I'll say that. Back when Burt Reynolds wasn't wearing a stupid hairpiece. Was he wearing a hairpiece in that movie or not? I don't know.
You know, it's hard to tell. Let's ask an expert.
You mean an expert on hairpieces?
Right, somebody who would know.
I don't think he would know about other people's hairpieces.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah, see, he don't want to tell us.
Don't you have gaydar? Doesn't that work
Holding
that way?
back the information, okay, Mo? That's the way he is. He's a hard ass. Oh, by the way, don't forget Joe Rose will be along at 1 to talk about how he's been protecting Gildy all these years. Here's Oakland Park. Hello. Oakland Park.
Yes, hello, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
Oh, you guys are missing a good one. Bound.
Got it.
Guess
Got
what?
it.
We got it like a long time ago, but you may not have been listening. But see, George comes right back
Yeah, I
sarcastic.
figured that was George's thing, man. with
You
Jennifer
probably
Tilly
weren't
and-
listening at that time, and you're entitled, but we do have it on the list.
Okay, thanks a bunch.
Thank you. See? You don't have to be sarcastic with this guy. No wonder they hate you like poison.
Well,
Be
no,
nice
have
to
to be.
people like me. Come on. Be nice. Don't be calling people
Buttercup.
assholes and chopping them off and things like that. Be nice to him. Even that crazy guy. Be nice to him a little bit.
You asshole.
The guy with the eyes, be nice to him. He might someday come in handy for you.
Oh,
I
and
can't
Gilbert
imagine for
too,
what.
yeah.
And Gilbert, be nice to Gilbert.
You know what? Let's have a big party and I'll invite them all.
In fact, maybe Gilbert and the guy with the eyes and the guy with the fanny pack can come and hang out outside with Freaky Carlos someday, out in the lobby.
Only if they bring Jack with the hands.
I think that's a match made in purgatory right there. Oh yeah, Jack with the hands, that goofy guy, that would be good. All those people. If you wonder why Neil doesn't do those personal appearances anymore, I think we just gave you like the first clue, okay? The first hint. 12:51 at 560. You know what Tom Brady's got?
What?
Besides all the other obvious things. He's got a bald spot.
I had no idea.
Which goes to show that nobody's perfect. Even somebody as lovely as Tom Brady. He's got a bald spot that's growing. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised too very long. He'll be going to see my good buddy Chuck Alfieri. In fact, next time that I meet up with Tom Brady, I'm going to say, hey, Tommy, as I pat him on the back, put my hand on his knee. Tommy, I got some good advice for you. Go see the best hair guy in the world. He'll make you look beautiful, even more than you already do. Chuck Alfieri. His natural hairline system is the best technology going anywhere, which is why it looks like the real thing. The choice is yours. You can have that Sam Donaldson look or that Mo Howard David look, that silly-ass look where people are laughing their ass off at you because it's so obvious it's like a dead animal died in your head and it's not the real thing. Or Charlie's natural hairline system that looks like the hair is growing right out of your scalp. That's the difference. Simple as that. And then they got the guys with the dangerous pills, the guys that want to drill holes in your head and the blood is dripping down your forehead. Forget about those things. Charlie gives you that 30-day guarantee, too. You got nothing to lose but the bald spot, because if after 30 days you don't love the way it looks and feels, if you're not getting laid at least 10, 15 times a day, Charlie gives you a full refund, no questions asked. And be sure to mention Neil Rogers. You get an extra $200 off the regular price, too, when you call to Charles Alfieri Studios and get your hair back for once and for all. So look better and younger than you ever thought you would again. 1-800-321-2413. 1-800-321-2413, or check them out on the web at charlesalfieri.com.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
I like the wee-wee.
Tonight on CBS, there's a brand new CSI spin-off that really rocks. CSI Baghdad. TV's funkiest forensic franchise investigates the one homicide nobody on planet Earth is going to care about.
So, this must be the victim.
Yep. Let's see, Iraqi male, early 60s, big, thick, greasy mustache, wearing green military fatigues.
Yep, he's dead, all right.
Yep, he's dead.
Okay. You want to go grab a cup of coffee?
Yeah, sure, let's get out of here.
Great.
CSI Baghdad. Who brought down the world's most feared dictator? Who perpetrated this deadly act of revenge? Who cares? Aren't you going to find who killed Saddam?
Yeah, Haji, we're gonna get right on that.
What am I going to tell his loved ones?
Loved ones. Oh, that's good. That is funny. You're a funny guy.
Oh, thank you. That's tonight on a brand new episode of CSI Baghdad, right after No Survivor, Iraq, only on CBS.
I had to play this one more time to make me feel better.
If you cannot find Osama bomb Iraq, if the markets are a drama bomb Iraq, oh! If the terrorists are frisky, Pakistan is looking shifty, North Korea is too risky, bomb Iraq. If we have no allies with us, bomb Iraq.
Okay.
If we think that someone's dissed us, bomb Iraq. So to hell with the inspections, let's look tough for the elections. Close your mind and take directions, bomb Iraq. Fall in line and follow orders, bomb Iraq. For our might exceeds our borders, bomb Iraq.
Unbelievable.
Disagree, we'll call it treason. Let's make war, not love this season, even if we have no reason, bomb Iraq.
Oh, 12:58 at 560 WQAM. Take a look at this poll, baby. What was the most erotic? Now, are they following what the poll is today, or are they still working on Bizarre?
Eraserhead.
I think that's the winner. Eraserhead didn't do as well as you thought yesterday, did it?
No, a lot of people didn't see that movie, and then that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe that's excellent for the human race. That's a good sign of why a lot of us are still here, is the fact that we did not see Eraserhead. The most erotic movie, not X-rated, that you've ever seen? 9.5 weeks, 69. Did I make that up? No. And you look at that. What did it say? 69.
Yeah.
Body Heat, 61. Blue Lagoon, 29. Basic Instinct, 23. Wild Orchid, 19. Wild Things, 19. Monsters Ball, 16. Unfaithful, 16. Fatal Attraction, 15. Mulholland Drive, only 13. Now, you have to see that again from the very beginning.
Yes, I do.
In fact, I'm sure, because it was one of my movie channels, if I go and check the schedules, which I'll do in a minute, it's probably going to be on again soon, because I didn't see it right from the very beginning.
I'll be right
Now
back.
that I have my 50 keys to understanding what it's all about, maybe I'll... Look at this. The postman always rings twice 12 already. And you were poo-pooing that, like, what's that? Summer Lovers 10, Two Moon Junction 10, and the rest kind of like in the George category, small potatoes. So this was okay for me. This worked out well. Now tomorrow what we're going to do? The 50 favorite dead actors. Thursday we'll do the 50 favorite dead actresses.
Okay.
And then Friday we'll do the 50 favorite talk show hosts. Speaking of interesting people, Joe Rose is coming along next for the Mad Dog. We got Hank Goldberg at 3. We got the Panther game on QAM. Panthers at Canadians. We got the UM game on Waxy, and we're just all over the damn place.
Bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
So the pipe smoker thinks that this sort of humor is funny.
Man, what a loser.